And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a brand new day and a brand new start for the LGL Trivia TC Gauntlet Season 2, powered by WD Black and AMD Horizon Radiant. We are back once again on here on the Analyst as ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be your boy Aggressive, joined by the universe himself, and of course, the salty boy known as Salty. We're back with another bagger of two sets of games, ladies and gentlemen. So let's head on down over onto today's fixtures and see what exactly we're going to be watching for match number one. And it's going to be FS versus the side of Team Valor, two of the teams that are the underdogs of this story, and one underdog who has now forced themselves up into that tier one position. Don't you think so, Vickers?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It is very interesting to see how Valor has made their way so far. They've done so much work. The season one was a little up and down, but they still, came out on top. They qualified for the playoffs, and this time again, it looks like they might be able to do it. And FS, they are in a strugglesome battle. They have had their ups and downs. They found a little bit of form recently, but I really hope that they have their form today as well because they're gonna need it against Valor. And although Valor have lost their last two matches, I still wouldn't count this team out.
Yeah, Team Valor, they're having a little bit of a rocky moment for themselves. They're losing out on matches that they shouldn't really be losing out on. They have the potential to take down a lot of these top caliber teams, but it feels as though they're having a little bit of a consistency problem. They're getting a little bit too complacent and a little bit too stagnant in the position that they're already in, especially after taking that win against the side of Global. We know for a fact that in other tournaments, the side of Team Valor were able to take down EXO, but the fact that they took a loss to them here just shows that they need to work on things just a little bit more to give them that edge moving on down forward. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, we'll talk about the teams a little bit later. Before that, let's head on down over towards the MVP standings and see exactly who's been tearing up the server a lot moving on down the line here, Salty. And honestly, these guys, they deserve to be in this position.
Absolutely. I mean, the four similar faces, of course, SK Rossi, Knight Rider, SK Wow, Paradox. The only difference that I can see from the last time I casted was that Knight Rider has actually moved up two places and displaced SK Wow from that second position. So that is good stuff. I feel like Knight Rider is one of those top tier players. Of course, if he is in form, he can completely tear down the servers. But considering that he wasn't really in form, but now that he is back in it, I feel like he deserves that second position. Of course, I want to see more from SK Wow and Paradox because I feel like SK Wow is one player who is very much up there with SK Rossi with just a little less experience. But yeah, of course, these four players, they truly deserve their position at the top. Of course, I'm looking for more faces in the form of MW1 and other good players who are also there in the tournament. But right now, these four players, they definitely deserve their position.
Yeah, when you do consider the amount of potency and the raw mechanical firepower that SKWow has on his side, he has been consistently been on towards this MVP standings for so long. And when you consider that his team has not been doing that well, Cohesion pretty much are facing relegation at this point. They don't really have any way or shape or form to try and get on down over onto playoffs. It's all about trying to survive here and try to stay in that fifth and sixth position for themselves at the bare minimum to stay relevant so that they can try and move on down over towards the bracket stages once more in season number 3, ladies and gentlemen. But that's going to be that talk later on. So let's head on down over towards the group standings and see exactly how the hierarchy of the points are going to be moving up and down here on today's matchup. And honestly, when you consider the side of Team Valor, them being right at the edge, they just need 1 point here to stabilize themselves and just stay out of the red. Because even if FS Esports actually take this on a 2-1 for themselves, if Team Valor are just able to get that 1 point, they're going to be in the clear. Don't you think so, Universe?
Yeah, they are going to be in the clear because FS Esports, even if they win this match and the next match, their last match, they are going to have to come up to 8 points, which is, I don't think, still enough because Valor, they pretty much, I think, based on round differences at least, they've gone way ahead of what FS have. Just because of the fact that they've got 4 wins, right? So I think that might just be working out in their favor. And this is Valor's last match, by the way, in the group stage. So this is their chance to go up to the top. They can move up and take Force 1 spot, at least for the time being. But not to forget, we still have 1 match left for EXO. We still have 2 matches left for Global Esports. And we have 1 match left for Force 1. But Valor, they secure 1 map today. They qualify for the playoffs. And the top 4 for this group is set.
Yeah, but at the same time, you have to say that you feel a little bit excited at the same time. If the side of FS Sports are actually able to take it down over onto a 2-0, though, we know for a fact that Team Valor, they're going to be facing the crunch for sure. Because at that stage, you're in the red. And if FS Esports are able to win this match 2-0 and win their following match as well on a 2-0 or a 2-1, you know for a fact that Valor, they're going to be sweating hard, because at that stage, it's going to be do or die. It's all about the point differential. So I'm really excited to see how FS Esports play here. Because if they take a 2-0 win here and they are mentally prepared for the second 2-0, they're going to be in the perfect spot. But before we do talk a lot about that matchup, let's head on down over onto the teams and exactly see who's going to be tearing up the entire server, with the first team spotlight coming on down through from the side of Team Valor, ladies and gentlemen. And now, with them firing up on the server, honestly, this team, in a way, they are the Phoenixes, don't you think so?
Absolutely. I feel like every single player has that potential to kind of pop off in individual rounds. But for Team Valor, I guess the thing that really, really stood out was the fact that their teamwork was brilliant. I mean, you look at Pasha Singh, you look at Buster, you look at Pixels. I absolutely adore Pixels on the Astra. I feel like he is that one player who can control the entire team. And of course, the other players, they can just individually pop off. But just like you mentioned, I guess Valor, for them, form has been one issue. But I feel like since this team won 4 matches right at the start of the tournament, I don't think they'll feel that much pressure. Of course, FS's qualification depends on Valor's performances in the next 2 games. So I feel like they're the ones who will have the ball in their court. I feel like Valor shouldn't really feel pressurized in this matchup at all. And considering this lineup, I mean, there's nothing to worry about for them.
In a way, you can say that the pressure is not on them, but at the same time, the pressure is on them to perform here, because you do need to consider this is their last game. This is the 7th match that they do have on their arsenal. So need to perform to the best of their ability. And let's see who's going to be performing the best and who's going to have their spotlight on them as we head on down over towards the player spotlight, ladies and gentlemen, for the side of Team Valor, powered by AMD Ryzen Radiant. And it's going to be none other than Pixels. You called it Salty, and he's already here for Universe. I want you to talk us right through this guy, because this Viper player is probably the most impactful one that I've ever seen in this entire tournament.
Yeah, Pixels is a very silent manipulator of not just map control. He manipulates how exactly aggression works around. When, I've seen him, I think it was Icebox where I saw he had one of the most best, he had probably one of the best performances of his career so far. He held down that site so well. I don't remember against who it was. I think it was in the beginning of this season earlier, where one of the matches where they won 2-0. I'm not quite sure where it was, but Pixels was an absolute beast. This guy is a controller of for the ages. He has a lot of potential. He can get better than where he is right now. Clearly a guy whose skill ceiling does not exist unless he builds it himself. Yeah. And we're gonna see a lot of it today. I hope. I really hope we get to see Icebox, maybe some, or maybe a split come into the action. I want to see Pixels play again on Icebox particularly. But yeah, hey, we're gonna see what the maps are and all that. But right now, Pixels, let's just hope he's as good as he's always been.
Yeah, that is for sure. But at the same time, speaking of things that are gonna be good here, we can't forget about the side of FS Esports. Yes, a little bit of consistency problems here and there, but the team is still going to be present, and they're fired up to head on down over onto the server. So let's head on down over onto their team spotlight, ladies and gentlemen, and see exactly who's going to be tearing up the server from their end. And honestly speaking here, Salty, this team, in a way, they have been taking leaps and bounds to try and go up against their opposition, but they're just falling a little bit short when it comes down to the team playing coordination.
I feel like FS Esports, they have what it takes. But of course, clearing the final third of the game has been a little difficult for them. They get the results early on. They get rounds in the bag as well. But what really becomes difficult is to close out maps, to get those crucial points that you want at the end of the day. At the end of the day, all you want is those map victories, right? I mean, rounds are coming through. Their kills are coming through as well. But it's just that final third of the game where they do seem a little lackluster. But of course, the lineup is pretty good. You look at Kohli, you look at Smoka, you look at Cactus as well. These guys are absolute beasts when it comes to mechanical shooting and everything. But as a team, there are certain question marks on how they function. Their strat book looks a little too weak for now, of course, because you can improve upon that later on. But I guess the way they're playing good for now, but I guess they need to step up if they really want to get those points on board.
Yeah, FS, they need to perform to the best of their abilities here. Otherwise, I do believe that they're going to be falling massively short, because when you consider their opposition, Team Valor, they pretty much have nothing to lose here unless they lose out on both of their matches. So it's going to be quite a difficult deal. But at the same time, let's see who's going to be stopping the side of Team Valor the most, coming on down through from the side of FS Esports as we head on down over onto their player spotlight, powered by AMD Ryzen Radeon and Universe. When you consider Edgeshot, I think that this guy hasn't really been playing as much when it comes down to the team, but he's still that sixth man that can absolutely destroy the entire server if you let him get onto the battlefield.
Yeah, Edshot has not really been on the lineup as much. We would have wanted to see him, but hey, it's a player that we have talked about earlier. It's a player that we will be talking about, considering the fact that he is somebody who has the mechanical skill to play that initiator role pretty well. He's had his ups and downs a little. I know that his stats don't say out much, but that's also because he's not got as much game time as he would have wanted. But hey, there's always a time for you to go back to the drawing board, practice, get better, come back and see how exactly you fit into that lineup. And that's the point of a six-man lineup. You always have somebody who needs to be the backup, and you work around with that. And let's see if Edshot is going to be playing today or not, and if whether he can make an impact if he is playing today.
Yeah, that's for sure, because Edshot's one of those players that if he does play, you know for a fact that the entirety of Team FS Esports, they're going to have a completely different dynamic. But speaking about the dynamics and the playstyles, we need to see what map we're going to be heading on down over into, ladies and gentlemen. So let's head on down over to the map video screen and see exactly what the teams have picked up for us. Is it going to be spicy? Is it going to be a little bit too bland? And I believe that it's going to be a mix of both. But at the same time, a little bit more towards the side of bland, because we see this entire map selection over and over again. Haven, Ascent, and Split. Yeah, Salty, I don't know how I feel about this, but at the same time, walk us right through this.
You mentioned spicy, you mentioned everything, but I guess we start off with Haven, so it's definitely gonna be salty. It's one of my favorite maps, of course, just because of the fact that there is so much variety to a setup in Haven. Yep. Your defensive setup looks it is probably the most important thing when you play a map like Haven. You have to have a defensive setup. In terms of attack, you have to have multiple set piece executes, because without it, you're practically readable by the opposition. But again, the fact that it is picked up by Team Valor, I'm actually excited. Team FS Esports, they start on defense, so I'm expecting them to put a strong footing, but it wouldn't really surprise me if Valor really extend their lead right at the start of the series. Next up, we move on to Ascent, where again, it's going to be a more of an aggressive game, and I feel like it's going to be a little easier for FS Esports to play the map of Ascent than the map of Haven, because it's not that tactical heavy. If you think about it that way, you don't need to be that you don't need to have a library of strat books. That's what I'm trying to say. But on Ascent as well, I feel like they're gonna have a little bit of an opportunity to really square out the series, because otherwise I feel like Haven is for sure in the pockets of Team Valor. Finally, we move on to the decider of map Split, which again, I'm not really sure if you're gonna play it, but if we do, I feel like Split has always been that neutral decider. Of course, Ascent and Split kind of play out the similar way, where mid really functions as a very important traffic route. But it's gonna depend. It's really gonna depend who's getting that first momentum, because I feel like Split is one of those games where your economy just tends to shift like a pendulum, and it becomes really hard if one team has the momentum with them to shut down that momentum and get it back for yourself. It gets really hard. So I feel like this map pick is a pretty good one considering a best of 3 series. I'm not really sure about what you think, but yeah, for me it's nice.
Yeah, in a way, this can work out in their favor, because when you consider the overarching storyline for a lot of these teams, they're very comfortable on the map of Haven, because on Haven, that's where you go to when you know for a fact that you're just a better team when it comes down to team play and coordination. It's all about the flavor. It's all about the flavor text of how you exactly want to try and control this entire map. But at the same time, Team Valor picking up the map of Haven over and over again, I don't really know about this, primarily because of one thing. Team Valor, they had a really rough time here when you consider what happened with them going up against Global. It was a 13-3 victory for Global Esports, but at the same time, they were able to take the 2 other maps. I would say the strongest map for them would be the map of Bind, but I understand why they want to pick up that Haven. They want to experiment. They want to learn this map, because if they're able to take this map away from the other top caliber teams and the other tier 1 organizations, you know for a fact that you're in the best possible position, because Haven is one of the highly contested maps for an entire region because of how diverse this playbook can be if you're able to play this map down properly. But ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be all for the analysis for now. I know for a fact that you're all giddy. You want to try and head on down over into the match, and you want to see these two cast it for you, because these two are incredible casters, and they are hyped, and they are pumped to go on down over into the server and bring you all the action piece by piece. But for now, we're going to be heading on down over onto the caster's desk with the LG Ultra Gear TC Gauntlet Season 2, powered by W Black and AB Ryzen Radiant, after a short word from our sponsors.
I started off without the accent. I'll step into it.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are here with the first match of the day. It is LG Ultra Gear presents TC Gauntlet Season 2 powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. We've got Team Valor going up against FS Esports, and this is a matter that is a little bit of a brain scratcher, because if FS win today's match 2-0, they have a chance to at least somehow think about qualification to the playoffs, but otherwise they have a little bit of a a downside affair to just surviving in the tournament, not having done too much, just alive to make it to season 3. Now, Salty, we spoke a lot about it during the analyst segment, and I want to know your thoughts about how do you think today's match is going to line up for us. What do you think the storyline is going to be overall?
For me, I don't think it's going to be very complicated, right? It starts off with Haven with Valor on attack. It should give them the opportunity to experiment and execute their set pieces. Of course, Aggressive told us about the fact that Valor didn't quite perform well on Haven and the map of against Global Esports, right? But of course, there's one big reason for it, and that because it is Global Esports. Now, I do understand that Valor did beat Global Esports in the end, but Global Esports, they have a really, really strong defense on Haven. So the fact that Valor get to experiment new strats and new attacking set pieces against FS Esports should give them the confidence as well as the opportunity to learn new things and how this map functions as a whole. I feel like that should work in their favor, because I'm not really sure, I'm not really counting out FS Esports, but considering their defense as I saw last time out, I don't think it's of that tier as Global Esports. So I think Valor should have an easy first half in the map of Haven, which basically means that when they move on to defense and FS Esports come back on attack, it's going to be a bit tight. It definitely is going to be a bit tight, but Team Valor should pick the first map, at least for me. But just like I mentioned, Ascent is a different game altogether. And FS Esports, if they show good aggression, and they do have a lineup that can show good aggression, I guess if the players are informed, Ascent can be theirs against side like Team Valor. They can be unpredictable at times, and that can hurt Team Valor at certain stages. So I feel like it's probably going to start at a 1-1, and then we might move on to a map of split. What are your thoughts, though?
I think that if the side of FS want to win if they want to win something, I think it has to be Haven, because Valor, as much as I know, I've watched them play, and they played it yesterday as well. Their last match, for that matter, was against Force One, and they played on Haven, and they got absolutely beat down good. Like, it was a 13-3 scoreline, I think 13-4 maybe. That's what the scoreline was, and they got beat so hard on Haven, and they still go for it again, which shows that they have some confidence on that map, their players on that map. But I'm not quite sure, because if the side of FS do want to win something, I think Haven is the best way to catch them, because this is the point where I think they're most vulnerable. They've lost 2, and they have a potential to lose a third time on Haven. Could be the start of it at least. And Ascent, I think Valor are more comfortable than FS would be, because Valor have destroyed teams on Ascent like it's just another day at the office. But Haven could be a little bit more variable for me, because of the fact that FS have got their form back into place. They have shown that they can play on Haven, and they have some pretty good strats aggressively itself. They send Cactus up front to do some of the dirty work for them. He goes straight up towards A main, pushes up with his operator. He's got a support towards A shot. All of that they do when they're on the defense, and they are on the defense first. So we're gonna have to wait and see. Split though, I am not quite sure what's gonna happen, but we're gonna have to wait and see if we see that map at all or not. For now, it is a very up and down map pool, I would say. I was expecting maybe an Icebox, or maybe some map like I don't know, if they go ahead for it, choose the Breeze coming into this. But obviously these guys want to play it safe and try to get their positions a little bit more strengthened in terms of qualification, or trying to qualify for that matter if it's FS Esports. So yeah, there is a lot of things to be considered, and I think that Haven could be what we should be looking at. But hey, we're going to have a little bit of time before the match starts, ladies and gentlemen. A small little tech issue has come into our way. But hey, we're going to be back in just a bit. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with FS versus Valor in a few minutes. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We had a small little break due to an issue, but we are back. We sorted out all of it, and we're going to be heading right into the game. And just so that we head in right into the game, we've got the agent selection up on our screens, and there have been some very interesting picks already for the side of Valor. There's a Phoenix in play, and it looks like on the other side of things, there might be a raise from coming in the hands of iGod. There is a constant of Sova on both sides and a Cypher as well. The Astra being picked up by Kohli and Pixels as well. And Salty, it's the same lineup. Okay, Salty, what do you think about this?
I mean, of course, similar compositions on both the sides, right? You do have that initiator as well as the double duelist composition, which basically works. It's a very versatile composition. I feel like it has been coming along through the times and has shifted through metas as well. But it doesn't really change the way you play. You get some information. You want a duelist to get you entry into side, and you just want to play your post-plant positions. There's nothing much involved. I would have liked a double initiator composition. I feel like Sky is a very viable agent in this map of Haven. But currently speaking, I feel like Phoenix and the Jet composition also works well. Tied up with a Sova and a Cypher and etc. etc. It's perfect. And also the fact that there's Astra on both sides, it makes it's a zero-brainer, of course, because Astra gives you so much control from such a long distance. You can place your stars anywhere. You can deploy smokes from literally anywhere in the map, and you can also try and go for backstab. You can try and venture into enemy territory. So it's perfect. It works, but we need to find out how well can it function.
Yeah, we do need to find out how well it functions. Right now, we've got a defensive line coming in from the side of FS. It looks like Valor are trying to breach that towards A. Buster being the first point of contact. iGod and Buster, and even Cactus over here. All four of the duelists were fighting against each other. A few bullets exchanged, a little bit damage given on both sides, but nothing that they can't handle. There is a little bit of a slow play coming in here from FS. Quite sure what they're planning on doing, but of course FS need to get a little bit of a read, I feel. So what exactly Valor are doing? It looks like they might have one, because Bullet has gone towards C to place his camera, and he's getting some information for his team. Salty, I'm not quite sure. Where do you think they're going to end up?
I'm Bullet. His sole job is to try and buy space in the C side. Of course, he will try and keep as many players in the C side as he can to try and thin out the defense on the A. But I don't think FS is ready to it. I feel like FS know exactly that Bullet might be the solo player over there because of the amount of information about the amount of utility that has been dumped in the A side. And look at this. Bullet's presence has actually paved the way for them to try and hit the C side. Now, of course, the garage is empty. The C side only has one defensive player. Cactus taking first initial contact. Buster being taken down. That's one player down already. Man advantage established. B2 all by himself. The smoke comes in through. Hunter popping up through the smoke. He's on B2 comfortably, and therefore it's a 4v4. It should be an easy retake because of the fact that the plant didn't go down. Trades coming in through as well. Pasha side as well as Bullet. Bring down two players of their own. 3v2 right now. Anything can possibly happen. Smoker, no recon dots available from behind. Pixel comes in. Beautiful, beautiful backstab. He can completely wrap around Team FS.
No more
Smoker.
Yeah. God.
That was honestly it was a brilliant round, because Valor, they held down the clock for so long. They did not move from their positions. They waited for the side of FS to make some rotations, to make some mistakes. They did not push in FS, but they still had so many questions in their mind as to where exactly Valor's going to end up, and that mystery was put into motion when they fired bullets towards A, they fired bullets towards mid, they fired bullets towards C, and they just left C alone. And that caused the rotation to come in from B2 to run away towards A. They had a 4-man stack on A and perfectly executed that C site. And although they lost 2 players, they're going to be completely fine with it, because now they've got weapons to fight with for days.
That's absolutely true. But of course, again, the A side defense with the Jet and the Sova, of course with Phoenix as well, it's going to be a little tough. Pasha Sahil deletes iGod. The defense looks very bleak at the moment. Even P2 goes down. Should be very, very easy for Valor. Of course, just because of that weaponry advantage. But Smoker with the classic gets one. reaches the weapon. Can he get a second one? Hunter!
down A.
Being hunted and the spike being dropped. That's important. Kohli and Pixels 1v1. An Astra duel. This can certainly last long, but Smoker trying to be really, really cheeky. He does know that there's Pasha Sahil who's coming in from the back line.
One enemy remaining.
Take 2 players down, and Pasha Sahil gets smoked like comfortably. Kohli through the side of the cage. Doesn't really spot Pixels and get picked off. Team Valor 2-0. I mean, this round wasn't really that difficult for them, was it? I feel like FS surrendered even before the round began with those 2 frags, with Cypher pushing out Garage and the Phoenix trying to take that early engagement with the Sheriff. But nonetheless, I felt like they got a 1 kill out of that. I believe they had 2 kills out of that round, so that's good. I feel like it does keep the economy in check, but Team Valor, they'll be comfortable fighting off this bonus round, won't they?
Yeah, they should be comfortable fighting this off. They've got weapons that they need, and they had a little bit of a damage control situation as well in terms of getting those 2 weapons down. Now, Valor, they're going to be playing on the bonus with this 4 Spectres and a Vandal on the hands of Buster, which I'm pretty sure they don't want to lose. And they're up to their no-good tactics again, but look at where the side of Igor has pushed up. He's cleared off C completely, and now they've cleared off mid, and they know it's an A gig. Oh, this could be a little bit too dirty for the side of Valor if they don't do anything quick. Or the A side, but
This is going to be... Yeah, it's going to be FS. Of course, 2 kills
Spike
come
planted.
through. And look at this, the Cactus on the back lines. This can be bad. Kohli. He's been completely blocked off site, and Val actually did pretty good over there trying to recover from that position. I felt like it was perfect in terms of the FS. Oh no, Cactus. This is bad. If he connects a lot of shots, this will be bad. He gets too comfortably. Bullet finally finds Cactus, but Igor and Kohli, they're still there. 2
Last player standing.
and a lot of these players are
enemy
very
remaining.
weak. Kohli. It's a 1v1, but Pixel finally wins it. Team Valor, they get a 3rd on board in spite of their weak weaponry. Oh my god, FS. It was perfect for them, wasn't it, Universe?
Yeah, it most certainly was. They knew that they had to attack the A side, and even though the side of FS knew exactly what was happening, they knew that they could have, probably gotten this round for themselves. Valor stood strong because even though the information was given out, it's just the raw aim duels that came down to, brass tacks, and they got through it. And they're going to be pretty happy with it. And now that we're moving ahead further on towards round number 4, there is a little bit of eco situation for the side of FS. They've got 1 Stinger, which I don't think is going to be of that much of use. Kohli, he is towards C, but Igor has spotted our 2 players and has called out that we don't need to peek that garage door anymore. B2 holding down A alone. Igor, within a few seconds, is going to give away his head, and Bullet is going to make sure that he does. Cactus might find the kill over here. He misses 3 knives, and that's going to cost his dead. Runs in towards A. Pasha Sahil finds 1 kill. No, it's actually 2 pixels. B2 is going to take him back. Pasha Sahil through the Radiant boxes to confirm his kill. Kohli Stinger sings for now, but it's not going to sing anymore, I feel, unless he chooses to save a weapon.
Planted.
Which is in his hands right now. I think this round is pretty much done and dusted.
Pretty much. A lot of trades, a lot of frags happening in the mid and the east side, but nothing much to actually talk about. I feel like FS, the defense seems to be a little too weak because they are trying to read as much as they can from the side of Team Valor. Of course, they're trying to predict what's going to come through, but they haven't been able to resist the frontal offense. Look at this, Pasha Sahil barely survived by the skin of his teeth, and I guess Kohli would be better off saving this Phantom for himself. No one to challenge him though, so that's one good thing. 3 players from Team Valor survive as well, so there's a lot of weapons that's been saved. But look at this though, in spite of taking all these duels, in spite of taking all these frags, Team Valor, they have all these men alive, and that's going to help the economy in the later stage of the round, I feel, in the later stage of the half. And if Team Valor, they can continue this momentum, for sure it's going to be very, very difficult for Team FS to come back. I talked about this earlier on, right? I talked about how the setup for Team Valor, the set piece execute, can really work out, and that exactly is happening. the defensive side of Team FS doesn't really look that strong if you consider their formation, if you consider the composure. It looks a little bleak, but Team Valor, they're finding the chunks in the armor right now. Again, they start off in the A lobby and trying to thin out the defense. And I wonder, what can Team Valor possibly do? How long they're going to stick to their defaults? How long are they going to try and force Cactus? Of course, information has been given out, but they're still trying to explore new avenues. Look at Cypher. He's trying to open up the garage door as well. And there's one player from the defense side who's wrapping up. Look at Phoenix, where he actually is. Pasha Sahil loses this duel earlier on, but he can be in a very precarious position. He's expecting all these players to return back because of the fact that there's been a frag, and this is beautiful stuff. IGOT, beautiful positioning. The flash comes through the flash. IGOT getting Buster. This is a game-changing moment, or rather a round-changing moment. Of course, Bullet has found his way through, but Smoker is going to reveal his position, and Cody finally finds the frag. Pixels, easy one tap for him onto IGOT, but what can he possibly do? A 1v4 required off from him. This Cypher is already wrapping around him.
I saw your secrets. They made you weak.
That round was... Yeah, he definitely did. That round was definitely one for FS that, you know, they should be repeating, I believe. They did such a good job of holding down. I got pushing up against C-Long. They're leaving that play so many times, and that, I think, has caused them a little bit of an issue. I think they're going to rectify this time around. I don't think they're going to let that angle be, you know, just by itself, because they kept the tripwire over there and they just let it be, thinking that nobody's going to push in further. And yeah, nobody is going to push in further from that, but they can be around that tripwire, and that caused them the demise. Now, here comes the Hunter's Fury, and there's a little bit of an extra aggression in the early on stages, and Kohli, he finds a kill. Bullet goes down, and IGOT also aggressing with his ultimate. He clears out a lot of angles. I love this aggression from FS.
It's a do-or-die situation for them. They had to invest those early ultimates to get some sort of a map control, and they did get some of it, but against a 4v4, I don't think they got enough value out of that situation. Now look at this, though. Cactus trying to push up and get as much real estate as he possibly can, but Team Valor, they have been cornered completely because of the fact that there was a Hunter's Fury as well as a run it back invested so early on. Cactus finding 2 important kills. Buster getting that side entry, but B2 knows exactly where he's through the woodwork. Some sort of frag coming through. The flash will definitely blind him, but
Embarrassing.
One enemy remaining.
getting 2 frags of their own. Cactus getting his 3rd. It has been a Cactus show already, but Pixels trying to retrieve the spike. Cactus knows exactly what to do.
Perfectly timed, perfectly positioned, and perfectly played. Cactus is back to his usual tactics. He has the force and he has the firepower that allows his team to work around him. Last season, he was on the MVP standings for pretty much every single week until the very end, I believe. But this season, he's been rather quiet. He's not had that much of a showing. Today could be the start of it. Nothing too late, honestly. If at all they win this one 2-0 by coming on top of Valor, they have a chance to qualify. And they really need to take their chances and need to make the most of it. Because right now they've put the side of Valor on an eco. And this is probably the best chance for them to get back into this game.
Pretty much. Of course, I mean, if I play with Vandals against Pistol, it can be a bit easy for me, I guess. If I play with a Vandal against Universe and Pistol, I can possibly win, but Pixel...
Oh, okay. Alright.
He's the only one who has an SMG to work with.
I'll let you have that.
I know exactly.
Just for now, though, because Valor have got an idea about where exactly these players from FS are coming. Smoker's already on the backstab, and he might just find the kill on the Buster over here. That shock tag could confirm it, and it actually won't. Hunter finds the kill on the Smoker, and Kohli, he's left with 26 HP on the B side. He's looking in the right direction, while Buster is healing himself up with his flame wall. Now, FS have put Valor in a very, very dangerous position. 2 of the players are down low, less than half HP. And there is another ultimate being popped up by
30
Valor.
seconds left.
They're trying to make this
Spike
work,
planted.
but not quite sure how far this will go along.
Absolutely. I mean, the Astral Wall for sure is perfect. Cactus and Pixels getting individual picks for themselves. Got Buster, look at this. Perfect positioning. It seems like this eco round is actually working out. B2 does have the weapon, he does have the vanguard, but there's 3 hungry bears waiting. Hunter, of course, doing what he does best, justifying his name over there, hunting down B2. I didn't really expect this to happen, honestly, because most of Team Valor was on pistols and there was only one SMG, but the SMG did good stuff. They retrieved one weapon, they used their ultimates perfectly. I feel like their Astral Divide was so good. They cut the side in 2 halves, and that makes sure that the opposition is tunnel vision. There was nothing that could possibly do over there. For sure, they had to risk it, and Team Valor, they were in perfect position. If in case the other team tried to risk it, they knew they would get the kills. But look at this again. Once again, Cactus trying to push out of Garage. And they have done this time and time again, right? They want to get as much map control as they want initially on Bullet, giving away the sound cue. Cactus just waiting for it. He will wait for the kill and he will get the kill as well. 3 players near the A corridor. A lot of utility being dumped and the drone goes through. But Cactus as well as Pixels, they miss each other by a matter of centimeters, but I guess there's going to be another contact. Pixel is still searching for some sort of information, some sort of player intel that he finds. Cactus gets second one for himself. Smoker gets the ultimate, but he has been completely overwhelmed with numbers. Pasha side with Europe gets Cactus finally. 2v3 right now, Team Valor. For sure, they have the lead in this one because of the fact that they are in perfect position. Smoker being completely blinded off that heaven side. B2 does get partial side, so that's one important weapon that's been dropped. But 2-2 Universe, what do you think? What's gonna happen?
Not quite sure, but you're gonna have to wait and see. There is a very good sandwich move coming in over here. B2 is gonna be making sure that Buster has nothing to do under that heaven position, and now Hunter's left alone. They know exactly where he is, and B2 swings wide out, gets his third, shoots him in the head. And that is gonna be another round for FS. They're not letting this go by that easily. It has been a little bit of a difficult road for them, but that round was, they tried to do something different, I believe. They tried to show that they can, work around, setups that not really are conventional. Towards A though, there's always this one thing that, if there's a sentinel sitting over there, whether it's B2 or if there was a Killjoy in the matter, then, the kind of setups that they have are very, very different. And I love that B2 is trying to adapt to it. He's doing a very good job at trying to make different things work, put trips in a different way, and even pushing up when required. But yeah, this is the side of Team Valor trying to figure out what FS is doing, trying to make sure that they understand what exactly is happening. And right now, it looks like they're not getting much out of this Valor. FS has already got their first pick of this round. They spotted out another. The Hunter's Fury not going to do much, but Pasha Sahil has made his way onto the side. And now, is the rest of the team to join him. B2 though, he's looking in the right direction, but Buster is just too quick for him to handle. And now that the side has been given to them, Valor have to function with no smokes whatsoever. The plant has not gone down yet. There is the drone coming in to scout out where these players are. Cactus gets stacked down. Smoker might be spotted out. And the plant goes down. And here comes the retake situation. 4v4. A little difficult, but not undoable. Hunter actually makes it a little bit more difficult. Kohli goes down, and now there's a 4v3 situation. Ultimate's not available for anybody except for the Jet on the defensive side. I don't think it's going to be a good use right now. But Smoker and IGOT make good work of their weapons. Hunter comes back with his own, and now he's got a 3k. Make that a 4. Hunter, the man is just absolutely crazy. A beautiful hold by the side of Valor. They took this side with no smokes. They held it down. It's very difficult, especially, when you have your Smoker completely taken out in the very beginning of the game, which means there are so many angles for you to check. There's so many avenues for you to cover. You always have to think about the possibility of somebody pushing in and getting the timing on you, which is not always a good thing because, you always need your controller to be alive. But this time, they managed to do work without him. I hope that next time they're a little careful, Valor, because they're not going to have that liberty every single time.
Pretty much. Again, an early recon are invested, but this is Cactus. That's time and time again. His position has been revealed. Poor guy. He's providing some sort of support, but Hunter taking this early duel. They've been doing good stuff with the Sheriff, actually.
Yeah, they are. Cactus needs to do some good work with this Blade Storm. Hunter's actually got a kill with his Shock Dart. That's interesting. I mean, it wasn't eco, but wasn't the death of a Shock Dart. Bullet, though. He hears the sound. He's gonna go. Oh, he found Smoker. Very easy kill for him. Once back, he knows that he does not need to aggressive situation. Cactus does, and he gets the kill. He confirms that there is no more tripwires to be afraid of, guys. So look around your avenues, move around wherever you want. But right now, Valor are moving towards A. And now, Cactus on the smoke does not get the kill. He goes for an aggressive push, but he loses out 4 of his blades. And now with just 1 remaining, he needs
Spike
one
planted.
direct kill to make sure that he can play around with his knives a little bit more for a little longer. But I don't think that's going to be possible because Valor have shut down this side for good. And Cactus with one of the biggest rotates might just be caught off guard over here.
Absolutely. I feel like Pixels in the backline, he has done this time and time again. But Cactus, he knows where to check.
No, he doesn't.
Important kill. Important kill for him. I feel like this is one of the very crucial roles of controller. Trades come through B2 in a very tight angle. Buster White swings and takes down B2. Again, a 7-3. This round looked winnable for Team FS for a while. I mean, I felt like Cactus could have turned it around, especially had he got the controller over there, because in that position, I guess the retake could have been very possible. With no smokes, with no utility, with no gravity wells, that retake could have been strung together, but that wasn't really the case because of the fact that Cactus was taking down at Pixels. And Pixels did a fantastic job over there, staying there in the back lines, guarding the backstabber, taking down the backstabber, as well as providing real estate and control oversight to your teammate. This is pitch perfect controller gameplay that we got to see from Pixels.
Yeah, most certainly. And that round has enabled them to throw FS into a little bit of a contusion because of the fact that they've got half armor on a few players. They've got a Bulldog in play. Their economy not that great. They lose this. They pretty much have given away that chance to bring back something into this half. It looks like it might just be the case. Police does spot out one player towards C long. And Pixels is not afraid to take that duel. He's been on his feet today and he's doing a pretty good job. Ooh, Pixels. He spots him again. Poli trying to get a little bit of a cheeky informational play over here. He knows that there's 2 over here. He's called out to his teammates. But there is no solid rotation coming in yet. This could be a problem if Valor decide to burst into the side. They might do that. I got thrown his Molotov to try and let that not happen. Kohli finds one, but Pixels is quick on the trade. B2 is here to help them out, and there is one more ultimate that comes into place. The neural step gets them information that they need, and it's going to be a beautifully set up round for FS.
Absolutely. I mean, I wanted to say this honestly, but I feel like Team Valor, they look like they're trying to stretch their legs a little too much right now because for sure, it seemed like they didn't try hard enough in that particular round. They tried to brute force their way into the C side, which isn't really their defaults. Now, there was not a lot of utility being dumped in as well. There was not a lot of information about the C side defense. There was not a lot of smokes being deployed as well in Team Valor. They tried to just win that on the basis of their trades, which of course didn't really happen, and they just surrendered themselves into the triggers of Team FS. But this time around, they're returning back to their defaults, which again is a hit now. Look at this, though. Every time they try and hit the A side, they always have this drone coming through, which kind of reveals a lot of the positioning. Here comes the knives as well. 1-for-1 trade. The Hunter's Field comes as well. Cactus trying to stay alive. Too much pressure on him, but he finally succeeds. Takes on Buster as well. And here comes the running back. The Astral Divide as well comes through. This is a very important bullet with his pants down. My God, gets his kill. But a 1v2, this can be possible. Hunter finally makes his way inside the Astral Divide under heaven. I'm not really sure if he's given away the sound cue. I don't think he has given away the sound cue. So Kohli,
Revealing area.
he might actually expect a right angle, but will he expect Hunter to push out? That's going to be the question. Of course, I got trying to be cheeky from Sewers. This flash. Really important. And Kohli winning that crucial frag. Team FS bringing back to a 5-7, which again is a very respectable scoreline, isn't it, Universe? I mean, I felt like Team Valor, they were cruising at a certain stage, but Team FS, they finally bring it back. And I feel like 5-7 is a very respectable scoreline.
Yeah, it most certainly is, especially when you have been on the defense of Haven. It definitely is a very respectable score. And I think that they could have done more on the defense, FS, but they've done just enough for themselves to pick themselves back up. But right now, it's the side of Valor that need to show us what they have got, because the defensive side on Haven has not been very kind to them so far. the gods of Valorant have always looked down upon them when it comes to Haven, especially on the defensive side. I really hope that they're able to turn that around now, as FS have a very difficult push coming in towards the side of mid and B, I feel. Looks like they want to contest over here against Buster. Cactus is leading the charge. He's waiting for the drone to move in. iGod is around the corner. Shock darts are coming in from the defensive side. Buster tries to blindside his opponents, but it's still not enough because they have all 5 of the members alive. Cactus finds a kill. Bullet goes down, and here's Buster waiting for the enemies to push in, but they're just waiting for kills. They want one more before they go into B, but Buster finds one dink and a kill as well. Smokeart immediately gonna be trading back. 4v3. FS still in control over here, Salty. They're still not moving into this side. They're being very cautious about it, and they look like they want other options, and they might have just found it.
Absolutely. I mean, this is FS playing 100 IQ or probably a 200 IQ move right there, because they didn't push in through the B side, right? They don't try and get real estate out there. Instead, they try and stack up outside the entrance of the B side. They force in unforced they force in errors from the side of Team Valor, which they definitely did. I mean, look at Team Valor's panicking, calling in reinforcements, trying to push out of Garage. They've done this time and time again, right? What do you do when a team stacks up outside your B entrance? You know there's nobody in the A corridor. You know there's nobody in the C corridor as well. You try and pinch in from both the sides, but Team Valor didn't really do that. Instead, they try and force out to take these duels 1v1, try peeking every single time. Because, of course, this is the first round. There is no flashes. There is nothing to really support that. And Team FS, they played it out to a clean sweep. I felt like that was really the best round that they've played in this entire map so far. They bring out errors out of Team Valor, who is definitely a much more experienced side, in a way which I have never seen before. And if they continue doing this in their attacking half, if they continue playing such big brain moves, this is gonna be a pretty good attacking side from Team FS.
Oh, he eats a bullet. So does iGod, and Pasha Sahil is giving damage, and a lot of it. He has healed from it, but Cactus is going to take down Pixels. And now Bullet trying to push up, trying to get something done. But he's in a position where I don't think... Oh, wait, what? Oh, no! Kohli does not look in the direction and gives away his friend's life. Oh, that's going to hurt. Buster takes down another one, and...
To Universe.
I mean...
That's salty to Universe.
Okay. I mean, that's you to me, okay.
One enemy remaining.
I mean... That is you, right? Salty.
That is me, right? I don't peek at the right time, but it doesn't really matter. Pasha Sahil with the Marshall all by himself. What can he possibly do? There's already this B plant coming through, and I don't really think a Marshall clutch will be possible. Of course, his location has been tagged, but he gets Cactus. That can be the start of something. He's still trying to check his angles, and Pasha Sahil is trying to go for the ninja, but there's the starter point already, and Beat is just waiting for him to get vulnerable as much as he can. And as soon as he gets done, B2 wide swings and takes down Pasha Sahil with him. Fabulous, scintillating stuff from Team FS, honestly, Universe. I mean, the way they have been running around Team Valor, the way they've been setting up this attack, I'm loving it already. But I really want to see the buy rounds first before speaking too highly of Team FS right now.
Yeah, that is true. That round was a work of art for sure, but they lost a little bit of pain doing that. They lost a couple of players, but hey, whatever it was, it works out for them. And now Valor have got weapons that they need to defend very strongly. Buster, again the first point of contact probably between these two teams. Oh, he actually does not get... Oh no, finally he gets spotted. He gets tagged down as well. Buster throws down a Molotov to save himself, but No, he's not. Cactus jumps in, helps out his teammate iGod, and Valor have immediately lost the B side.
Absolutely. Now, what can they possibly do? Of course, Bullet is out there in the B link, in the C link. Of course, Pixels really scared to push out the Garage. Rightly so, because there's B2 who is very much in position to try and neutralize this pixel push coming in through. Any sort of a backstep coming in, I guess Cypher will be able to shut them down almost immediately. B2. He hasn't given his position away. This can be a very crucial duel that's actually coming through. From back of side, a plethora of trades come in. A 1v3 right now. Cactus trying to hunt down Hunter at the moment. And yes, he does. 4K for Cactus. And of course, the architect of that attack. He has been the architect of the attack for quite some time right now, but Team FS, they turn things around. And just like I mentioned, I want to wait till the first buy round to speak highly of Team FS. Yes, I will speak highly of Team FS right now, because rightfully so, they have been absolutely flawless in their B pushes. Team Valor, I expected Team Valor's defensive fort to be a lot stronger than it looks right now, but there are a lot of chunks in the armor, and Team FS, they are just playing around those chunks. They're making them bigger, they're making them manholes. If that's the right word, but
Alright, manholes it is for the guys. It's not potholes, it's manholes that they're creating. They are, yeah, okay. I mean, as much as I would love to laugh at that, which I think I'm doing internally, but I'm also killing myself because Salty just said manholes. But iGod has put a hole in the head of Buster for now, as FS are trying to aggressive positions, and they are getting what they need. But what they're not getting is another kill. They actually found
Spike
two,
down,
but Valor
attacker
put two
spawn.
back, and now they are in a 3v2 position where they are losing out weapons, they're losing players, and Pasha Sahil is causing too much for them to look back. And there's another. Oh my goodness! Pasha, a 3k, he has the spike, he has a weapon, and he's got iGod to face off. iGod does have his ultimate available, which he can use to clear out every single corner from here, all the way to attacking spawn. But Pasha is trying to pull a 200 IQ on him. He knows that there's no time. And he knows that he's gonna have to come towards Seal. So look at where Pasha's position. No, I don't know. He's not. He's definitely not hurt. He's going for the spike. Picks up the spike. Gets rejuvenated. Back to 100 HP. Looking in the right direction. Figures out where he is. It's only a matter of time now. 13, 12, 11, 10. We're losing out on time. Just like we talked with Pasha. Jumps out, right clicks, and it works for him. And what a round for that man right there. I think Bullet called him to give him a little bit of a compliment, because I don't think the headphones were enough, because I think they heard you saying manhole.
oh my god, I mean, I'm gonna let the joke aside, but Pasha, it's a 4K. These jets are absolutely broken. Cactus getting a 4K for him, and then coming in with Pasha Sahil coming with a 4K of his own. He was like, wait, this isn't a jet diff, alright? I can do the stuff myself, and he does it. I mean, it was even greater than Cactus's 4K in some ways, because it was a clutch situation. The way he actually got Cactus, the way he got the final kill as well, it's brilliant. Even Smoker was left completely stranded over there by Team FS. Once again, they try and hit the B side. This has been their strength for quite some time. Cactus taking that upper angle, trying to be as tricky as possible. But will Buster be able to defend this?
Spike down.
Through the
B.
smoke, Pasha! He gets Kohli. I'm not even sure this guy is human or not, but for sure he definitely is an aim god. Buster still being blocked off side. They are trying to play this down the clock as much as possible, and Team Valor, they're waiting for the retake. They're waiting for their ideal time, trying to clear out those corners and angles meticulously. This flash can be very tricky, but Buster gets him. Cactus, his position is quick. Nobody checks him, gets two easy trade, smokes him, but Bullet finally finds the try. That has to be the snappiest aim transfer that I've seen, but Pasha Sahil once again coming through. B2 has a lot of responsibility on his shoulders. What? He gets two of his own. Only one survives Hunter. He wants to push out, but B2 touches it out of triple kill. These guys, they're absolutely insane right now. Cactus is 4K, Pasha with the 4K again, and B2 with the 3K. These guys are... I don't know, man. What have you had for breakfast? But please stop clutching rounds, for God's sake. It gets stuff for my throat. What the hell?
Oh my god. That round was so... Honestly, that was very close. That was very Honestly, I don't even know how to explain that because I'm just gonna
Close?
let this. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what that was. There were so many different, articulates in that round that I don't think I even have the ability to explain. But right now, it's Cactus who needs to explain what exactly is happening over here because he wants those kills and he's been given out his possession. He tries to fire a few knives, he doesn't get it. Molotov's coming across the place for both of these teams. There's a lot of action towards the A side. Looks like it's gonna be Igor to try and get a little bit of that action himself. Cactus finds one kill, Buster finds one. So much damage going left, so much damage going right. But it's FS on top of things right now, and it looks like they might just find a 10th round.
Absolutely, they sure do. But of course, there is a neural theft available, and they can certainly change things if they can find that one dead body. Here comes the astral divide. Cactus knows exactly where this guy is. Oh my god, that was unfortunate. But finally, they find the frag. Only one player survives. Pissed. Pixels with 16 HP to work with, and a classic has been completely blocked offside. This poor guy, he knows he's gonna face Cactus right off the bat, and with one bullet, that is just salt on your wounds right now. He had one bullet in his chamber universe, and he was confident that he's gonna find the frag, and he does. I mean, it was a headshot. It doesn't even matter if Pixels wasn't like 16 HP to work with. He would have gotten it. Team FS. I guess what you guys mentioned is definitely going to come true. I mean, I felt like Valor, they were really strong in the attacking side, but the way Team FS has completely turned this around from the second last round of the first half, this has been absolutely scintillating. When the moment they got to 7-5, the confidence looks sky high. And sure, I guess Team Valor, they really need to step up if they want to win this map.
Taking that back.
Yeah. Most certainly, that round was very important for them because they've now put up double digits on the board and they're mounting a comeback that is looking to be too good for them. And Valor are losing out on ground slowly but surely. They need to win this on if they want to make things work. Valor, they've got 3 players on towards C right now. They're looking towards Garage as well. They've left B alone with just some Cypher utility. And 2 players guarding out A with 1 operator in the hands of that man right there, Pasha Sahil. Trying to get information. Pasha is going to get detected, unfortunately. He tries to dodge it out. There's a counter coming. There's a counter recon dart coming in, and here comes the flash. Pasha actually expects that, finds the kill. Repeat, gets another one. Pasha, third one. No, it's not going to be so. Kohli's going to be making sure that he does not cause any more damage.
30 seconds
but Hunter's
left.
here to cover it up for him. He's tucked himself in this corner. But a lot of players love playing as a Sova. Looks like he might be going on through.
Oh, no.
Gets stacked down though. He's going to eat a lot of bullets, and he does. Through the box, it doesn't even matter where he's standing. Bullet finds one, but he gets taken down, and P2's find a second of his own for him. And now in the 2v2, Molotov going
10
down.
seconds left.
It's gonna give a little bit damage
Last
to P2, and
player
he actually
standing.
eats all
Wow.
of it. Beautiful utility play by Valor. I've always loved it from their side. And now they've shown it a little bit
enemy
more.
remaining.
But Smoker finds the better positioning on Buster. And now he knows where the last player is coming from. He's looking in the right direction. And he's gonna find his head. FS.
You're with me.
They are impressing, and they are impressing constantly as they put up round number 11 on the board. And Salty, this is getting a little bit more scary. I'm getting nervous for Valor now because they don't have money anymore.
They were never in control, honestly. They were never in control in this defensive half of theirs. The one round which they did win out of the last, how many? Out of the last 9 rounds has been because of Pasha Sahil's heroics. And even in that round, Pasha Sahil pulled off some 2 amazing frags. But the rest of the team, they just completely crumbled. And that's something which we have been talking about for quite some time. I feel like Team Valor, they've been struggling to close out things. And here goes the main man already, Cactus, establishing that early man advantage. Taking the jet down was important, but Bullet and Hunter, they really come through. They've come through clutch, take 2 important players of their own as well. Kohli. What? I mean, of course, that was...
Okay.
These are unforced errors. These are unforced errors, universe. And, both the teams made one of theirs. You can't really comment on that. 2 versus 3 right now. But sadly, Team FS, they have no map control whatsoever. And look at where VL is. Team Valor, they're starting to wrap around them completely. Pixels getting this very aggressive mid control. Meanwhile, the rest of the 2 players, Cypher as well as Phoenix, They're just stuck inside the A side, trying to prevent anything happening. As soon as they try and move to the other side, it's Pixels who's going to give them the calls that, alright, they're kind of rotating. But I don't think they have a lot of time to check all the angles and clear out all the utility and try and hit the C side. It's going to be
30
difficult
seconds
for them.
left.
And Pixels knows exactly what to expect.
He does, but I don't know whether this is going to be good for
That
Bullet.
battle.
That's going to be a little bit of a topsy-turvy matter now. Buster is in a good position to find these kills. There's no time, but he looks away
Standing.
at the very
10
last
seconds
second.
left.
He looks away.
I
Holy
know
finds
exactly
Bullet.
where you
There goes
are.
the neural theft, and Pixels has been busted out of his position. Has a Vandal to play with, and they know exactly where he's coming from. So they are just gonna let him come to them instead of going to peek out. They know that he's a shot now. Kohli sets down his stars. There's the cage coming up as well. And they're making this very, very difficult for Pixels because they will throw the world at him if possible, but they will not let him come anywhere near that spike. He's going to go through that smoke. He tries to get the kill, but B2 is gonna find him, and that's match point now, Salty. I don't know if I want to say
Match
this, but
point.
this probably could be the end of Valor.
I mean, this is already the end of Valor. I mean, you should say this because 12-8, Team Valor losing the last 10 rounds out of the last 11 rounds. This has been a downslide fall for them. I don't even know if I've seen a team fall harder than Team Valor right now, honestly. Their value of G in gravitational physics is probably more than 9.8. It's probably something around 9,800. But yeah, I was a physics student, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, you like science jokes, huh?
little bit of
A
everything.
little bit? Okay. Science jokes. I've given a few to Crips, and he's threatened to throw me out of my own house.
Okay.
Like you know, he said he's going to push me around like a pendulum. Get it?
All right.
He's gonna push me around like a pendulum, and he's gonna tell me,
Right there.
that my science jokes are bad. But hey, I have my passion for science jokes. Okay, they cause reactions in me that I don't understand. Just like H2SO4 does with water. You know, we are a dangerous combination, and when done right, it's very beautiful.
H2SO4 with water. That's a very lame chemical reaction, honestly. But nonetheless, Pasha Sahil. He's definitely not kidding right now. He takes Kohli instantly, shuts him down, but IGOD tries to take the duel, but Bullet is gonna shut down the ultimate. Team FS, they really want to brute force their way inside Garage right now. Of course, a lot of utility being dumped in. Look at where Pixels is. This can be big, but of course, Pixels does know there's a tripwire that needs to be broken, and that's gonna give away information. B2 prepare for this. Wonderfully, but Pixels, he actually finds Smoker. This shouldn't really have been happening because B2 was in a better position to take down Pixels. Oh my god. Team FS 3v4 right now. They have no real estate, just like I mentioned. The garage was blocked off perfectly, but thankfully they find Pixels in order to get some sort of control over the C corridor. The entirety of Team Valor, they're actually tucking themselves in the B side because they know that this is Team FS's stronghold. This was the side which they really exploited right at the start of the half. B2 can try and move inside garage. Really though, that's the question.
30 seconds left.
Not quite sure. He's looking at the camera.
Here.
B2. It's just a matter of timing that he might just find Buster in his crosshairs. But he's looking to go away towards B. They take control of the site. They want the plan to go down as soon as possible. And IGOD's going to be doing that. And here it is. It's do or die, ladies and gentlemen, for the side of Valor. Buster and Bullet towards C-Link. And Hunter towards A. Cactus is probably going to be the first point of contact in case he tries to peek out. There it is. He's looking in the right direction. Peeks out, but both of them miss their shots. And now Valor are getting a little nervous, but Bullet tries to bring it down. Cactus finds one. Hunter finds one back. And B2's been left alone in a 1v2. And we've seen what he did the last time. He's going to do it again is the question. He gets a tap down. Bullet, and both of them come flying out because they know that Hunter and Bullet are going to be able to overpower him if they peek out together, and they do. The 9th round for the side of Valor, and they survive for one move. And Salty, the one thing about this round is that as strategically as FS have been playing so far, they've got the reward for it. They are on the match point position. But I think that one timeout was more than enough for them to, give a little bit of understanding as to how they want to, assess the situation.
Yeah.
And looks like aggression is the answer for it.
Might be. Too early to speak on that, but I feel like for sure it did work out in one round. I love the fact that Team Valor, they're actually paying respect to what B2 can do in the final third of the game. Right? You look at this, the last time they took 1v1 duels and B2 just completely destroyed every single one of those players. This time around they don't take the chance, they try and double peek that guy to try and obliterate his position. Cactus, his position has been given out, he falls back. Team Valor, they know that B side has been conceded and this shouldn't really have been the case, right? They have been conceding this B side quite too much. They've been playing on the back of the retake game, but I'm not really sure if it's gonna work too much. I got in pitch perfect position. Here comes the Astral Divide as well, and I got is just playing around Trigger Discipline, absolutely immaculate.
Oh my god!
Hunter's Fury comes through as well, and this is where I got is gonna absolutely rip apart the defense, but Buster finally finds a frag, but that's no worries because the shock dart as well as the gravity will is gonna come through Kohli. He's just playing around the top position. Butcher found guys. Wait, what?
No way, Kohli!
What did you do, Team FS? Wait. Tell me that didn't happen.
Oh my
Guys,
god.
tell me that didn't happen.
Oh my
dude.
god. It was...
Cancel all the style points. Cancel all the style points.
This is the most unfortunate thing that I think I've ever seen in a Valorant match. He goes in front of the guy defusing the spike. He's standing in front of him, Salty. He's literally half a meter away from him. And his bullets get over and the gun is staring at him. The dragon that he was holding in his hand is just looking at him saying, yeah, no, not gonna happen. Not today, my friend. But Basha's op does say today, and it's gonna sing very heavily as he takes down a player from the side of FS, and it is their controller. It's gonna get a little more difficult for them as the Hunter's Fury has been popped in, and it's gonna give damage as well. Buster adds on to that with his ultimate. B2 is gonna be able to take him down, but Valor have got what they needed.
Yeah, pretty much. That early control that they've wanted so dearly, they do have it right now, but one can turn this around. It's going to be very difficult. Pasha once again just absolutely popping off. A third kill for him. A flash comes through. Smoker tries to dodge it. Second time as well. He get a kill. Yes, he does. He gets collateral as well. Hunter being taken down. There's one guy on the backlines as well. He does have the reveal. That's going to give him some sort of information to work with. Pasha Sahil gives away his positioning. Smoker trying to really get the kill. Not really a quad for Pasha Sahil. A second quad for him in this game, of course. He's been that backbone for Team Valor. Every time they're in dire situations, he's the guy who turns things around. And once again, he does it one run away from just equalizing the scoreline and going to overtime. This has been absolutely fabulous. This game is brilliant. But of course, I mean, I feel like FS could have closed things down. I'm still not over the fact that kill didn't come through and the defuse was successful. It's criminal, but nonetheless, we just move on. I guess things happen with all of us.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. Now FS, they need to make their way into a side where they have luck favoring them, or make their luck, not what was happening in that round. I think that's one for them to forget. Kohli, unfortunately, could have shut it all down, could have been all over 2 rounds ago. But now they're left to fight until the very end. This is their chance to do it. They've got an A side completely empty. Just one tripwire between them and that side. Looks like they're playing on the retake. They're gambling on towards the C side over here. The side of Valor. Hey. And they need to do this fast, FS, because it's going to be a matter of time, because you can see already there's rotations being looming around. I think it might just be considered any second now. Bullet is looking in the right direction, but he's too far away. And finally, as soon as the tripwire goes down, here comes the Cosmic Divide, and here comes the ultimate from iGod as well. Run it back and clear out every single angle possible, and they know that the A side is completely open. The plant goes down, retake comes in, and this is all for do and die. Both of these teams need to work out their best foot and the best strategy and put their best foot forward, because Salty, I think this is gonna get into a very ugly street fight.
Absolutely, this is going to be a brawl right here because a 5v5 retake. Yeah, with no utility being done as well early on. Look, all the frags come through. Everything goes in favor of Team FS as they clear things out. They take out Team Valor and they take them on a trip to hell. But of course, I mean, credit to where it actually is due. I feel like FS, they've been absolutely scintillating in their attacking side. No space given whatsoever. Team Valor, they were always a team who were reeling, and I don't know. I mean, I've never seen a comeback like this. I've probably seen one, but again, this was a really good one. I feel like I'm going to remember this for quite some time, honestly, Universe.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna remember this too, especially there's few little moments, multi kills, and that almost done and dusted situation where Kohli lost his bullets. All of that, that we're gonna see in the match highlights now, ladies and gentlemen, because this match by the side of FS was absolutely top notch in the second half, especially. They were down pretty heavy, 6-2 they were, and then they make the half come back to 7-5, and that was formidable. And they made sure that they capitalized upon it. They did such a good job. And I already said this before, Salty, that, even I think Aggressive also was thinking about it, that if there's only one match that the side of FS can win, it had to be Haven. And they've done it. They won Haven. And now they actually have a chance at winning this, because even if Ascent goes down for them, which I'm not quite sure if it will, but it might, because I know that Valor are bloody damn good on Ascent. This is a match that I think they're going to be very proud of. The way they played this, their positioning, the way that they were trying to get control of the map, their utility usage, although was not as great as Valor, was just enough to get them across the line. There were so many different things that they did differently, and there were so many things that they could have probably done, which it's that I guess we'll never know kind of moment. But I honestly have to give credit where it's due, and FS, they deserve every single bit of it. And that man, Cactus, man, what the hell is that guy on? I have no idea. 31 kills. He dropped a 30 bomb. He's 10 more than anybody else on the server. Pasha was following him up. Both the Jets are right on top. But Cactus was on a level apart today. And he completely obliterated this side of Valor whenever it came and blew them to Kingdom Come. And although there were a lot of times where we saw and thought that Valor had this in the bag, that's exactly when the cat jumped out and said, no, it's crashed Valor right in the face. And they said that the cat said it's going to the side of FS. And, I know that they say that they say that 9-3 is a curse. But it looks like 7-5 was a curse today for the side of Valor. Oof, it looks like my friend Salty has had a little bit of a tech issue himself, and he's got disconnected, but that's okay. I'm just gonna continue talking about how exactly Valor had the bag, it had everything in their bag, but they kind of just slowly let it slip away. And I think one of the major problems of that happening was the fact that they were a little unaware of how exactly FS were trying to tackle the situation. And I mean, everything that happened for the side of Valor was probably, these 1v1 duels that sometimes they gave away, was sometimes the positional advantage that they did not have in terms of map control. They tried to assert a control to a certain place, and they probably took too much time to do it. A lot of other things that I think we're going to talk about in the analyst segment. But right now, we're going to take a short little break, ladies and gentlemen. We have FS who have won out the first map, and they're going to be taking their step forward to try and win this series, as we've got Valor trying to fight back and maybe take us to a split. And we're going to see if that's going to happen or not in just a few minutes. So don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back to see if FS are going to 2-0 Valor. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to LG Ultra Gear presents TEC Gauntlet Season 2, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. We have a match for the ages. The underdogs have been fighting it out, and it looks like they have come out on top. FS have won the first map here, 13-11. They have taken Valor by surprise on their pick, and I think this should serve to purpose for the fact that Valor really need to consider their options when they are choosing to play on Haven. This has been a downward spiral for them since the time that they lost against EXO, and it's just been hurting them since. And now they've lost against FS on the first map of this series. We are going to Ascent now, ladies and gentlemen, but the one thing that has been constant so far is that Valor have been losing out just based on tiny minor mistakes. And Salty, I think in the long run that's going to cost them a lot more than it is right now, because they might have 1 or 4 matches, they might have 8 points, they might be going to the playoffs, but I mean, overall, I think in the playoffs, this is going to affect them in terms of mentality, isn't it?
For sure, but I mean, I can't really say that Valor were losing out because of tiny mistakes in the map of Haven. I feel like Team FS were much superior in their attacking side in terms of the tactics they deployed, in terms of mechanically. Like you speak of anything, and Team FS were probably on the right end of the line, and you cannot just win a defensive half of a map like Haven if you don't really have the defensive setup. You look at what they did on the B side, right? Team FS, they've been exploiting the B side quite too much, and Team Valor, they were just giving it up, right? And that's not how you always play. We're going to move on to the map of Ascent, where it's going to be a little easy for them, of course, because it has 2 sides. I mean, basic stuff. But we look at the agent selection, and right at the bat, we have the Astra lock-ins in place. Smoka is playing the Astra this time, in Pixels, of course, the default Astra. I love the fact that Kohli and Smoka, they actually switch roles between them, because I feel like Smoka is a better controller than Kohli in some scenarios. But of course, Smoka was brilliant with the Sova as well last time out. Hunter on the Sova, Bullet on the KJ, Cactus is hovering over the KJ as well. Now, this is something which is interesting, because he was absolutely scintillating on the Jet last time out, isn't it?
Yeah, Cactus is a very strong Jet player, out and out, completely explosive, in your face, puts you in the situation where you have to pull out your weapon, but even before you do, he's got a bullet in your head, and that's how Cactus plays though. Now he's given it over to Igor to do that. Igor is a pretty great duelist himself, but this time it looks like B2 wants to switch up the roles. He wants to go for that front foot. He wants to take charge.
Select
and
your
he wants
agent.
to do a little bit more damage than he did as the Cypher earlier. And it looks like it might just be time for him over here, because I'll give you one thing, Salty. You know, we saw B2 and he was very impressive with his aim, right? So put him on an agent like Arena, who is self-sufficient, who is basically a fragging demon of sorts. I think he might just give us, another 25-30 bomb like how Cactus did. Who knows?
I mean, for sure, I guess we mentioned of the fact that every single player from Team FS, they are mechanically capable of pulling off that duelist role, right? They are pretty good with the fact that they can go in, you can send in their players, and they can absolutely bombard the opposition right there. But I also want to know what can B2 do on the arena, honestly, because I guess for the side of Team FS, B2 would be the only flasher for the team, and Buster is the only flasher for the team, or from the side of Team Valor. So I guess there's going to be a lot of responsibility on their shoulder. Of course, I want to see how things start off, right? Valor on the defensive side, it's Team FS on the attacking side of things, and things are about to kick off, ladies and gentlemen. We are 1-0 in the series already. Team FS scintillating comeback on the map of Haven, and right off the bat we can see Team FS just tearing down the mid and trying to put pressure as much as they can on the side of Team Valor.
They are putting a lot of pressure. Excuse me. But Valor, I hope they don't treat it like pleasure, because it could be a little bit more than that right now. FS have got mid control. They are going back now, Salty. Okay, this is a very interesting approach, and one that is gonna find Igor completely dead and dusted into the ground. Pixels finds a bullet puts a bullet in the back of his head, and now FS. Okay, this is a very confusing round personally, because I have no clue what FS are doing, and I'm not quite sure if they do either. They went towards mid, they took so much control, they knew that they could split up completely, but they chose to go back. They could have gone in like a spearhead, but now they're back towards short. Pasha Sahil has got another kill, and they're falling apart over here. There is a lot of pressure being put by Valor now, as the A main position is being contested. B2 finds Buster, Pixels finds Cactus, and now the last man standing is the guy who changed up his role. He gets 2 kills, and they're being a little respectful about it now. They know that B2 is very scary, and they want to respect him on that. Hunter still firing bullets constantly, trying to tell him that you're not entering into the side, but he still gets a kill. Oh no, is it gonna be an ace clutch in the very first round of this game? No, it's not. Hunter's gonna swing out and help out his teammate. Bullet trying to just distract him for as long as possible, but Valor, they got 4 kills so very well, but in the end, B2, he gave them damage that I don't think that they were expecting, and he's already started to prove us right over here, Salty.
Yeah, true that. I guess for sure the amount of fragging power he displayed right at the start of the game is testament to his capabilities as a duelist. But if I try and break down the last round, I'm not really sure if I'm right or wrong, but I feel like the only reason why Team FS went back was probably the fact that they had no information on uncharted territory. Look at this though. Pasha, easy frags for him, but Smoker finally puts an end to his miseries. It wasn't really a misery though, it was a play in the park for him to get those 2 frags, but right now man advantage being established on the side of Team Valor. Of course they know, they have information of the fact that this can be a possible A hit. Just waiting for those potential players popping off of those entrances. Pixels getting B2 and Buster right in position for Cactus as well as the Astra. This is going to be difficult. Smoker, I guess his position has been given off as well. You can expect where he actually is, a sheriff. Not gonna sing the songs of death this time. Buster finally finds the frag. 2 rounds for Team Valor right at the start of the game. And I guess improvements already, Universe. Right from the game of Haven, they show a little bit more control. They show composure as well. I speak of composure because of the fact I feel like in the first round when Team FS completely butchered down that mid pathway, Team Valor's defensive formation didn't really break. They still had their 3 players in the B side. I remember Pixels being deep in mid, just holding them back to go towards A side as well. So that probably must have discouraged them from progressing any further. But look at this once again. IGOT trying to be a little more aggressive. Once again trying to explore the mid avenue, but Buster isn't gonna risk.
Ooh. B2 gets hit by that shock dart, and there is a little bit of mid control again being established from the side of FS. And I really hope they don't do the same thing again. Now they've left 1 player over there, IGOT, to cause some damage in terms of rotations that come in from the side of Valor, while the rest of them are moving towards the A side. They've got the spike over there as well. Buster is trying to chase down B2, but it's not gonna happen. He runs away with the safety of the walls around him. And now there is an A push looking pretty much imminent from the side of FS. But Pixels, he swings out with the Spectre of all things and eats Cactus alive. And yeah, that's probably gonna hurt him for a long time because of the way that he got the kill. Yeah, eats Cactus alive.
Cactus alive?
Okay, I know that would hurt technically, but Cactus over here is a person.
1 enemy remaining.
So, but a bonus round has come in. Yeah, a bonus round has come in to the hands of Valor. It's only before time that Choli loses his life, and there it is. And yeah, I was saying, probably don't eat a cactus. But I said it's metaphorical, okay? It was a rhetoric sentence. Do not eat a cactus, ladies and gentlemen. Do not, okay? Even if you see on the server, do not eat it. The only reason that these players can do it is because they can handle it. They can handle cactus. Figuratively. But if you put a cactus in your mouth, hey, I'm not responsible, man.
Alright. We have a nutritionist amongst us all, but nonetheless, team.
To be fair, cactus is a very healthy plant, you know. They store a lot of water. They've got a lot of, good nutrients in them actually, and people actually do eat a cactus in, I think, in the desserts. They said it. I'm not quite sure, but there's a certain kind of cactus that people eat. But hey, let's just talk about cactuses later, because we've got one cactus on the server right now who's trying to get his team to move towards A while he is looking at the B main side. And they've got a kill towards A shot. FS have got the advantage in terms of at least getting one weapon in their hands, I believe. They can go and receive it. Oh, Cactus is not seen. Oh, now he can be a thorn in their side. But I'm not quite sure for how long, because on the other side of things, Valor are trying to close up shop over here with
one enemy remaining.
FS,
Spike
and it looks like there's only one kill that Cactus is gonna find, and now on the backs of it, he's gonna eat another bullet in his head as Bullet gets a 3k for himself, and another round for Valor over here.
A 4-0 honestly is gonna hurt Team FS, but the kind of comeback that I've seen from them on the map of Haven, I actually fancy their chance of making a comeback. But honestly speaking, it's not just about the runs, right? The way Team Valor have played, it looks like they mean business right now. In the map of Ascend, they look really, really comfortable. The defense, just like I mentioned, is good. And Team FS, they've been struggling to get any sort of real estate. If I'm not mistaken, they might not have planted the spike too often in this one out of the 4 rounds. And Barcelona once again pushing up. Thankfully falling back because there were 3 players staring at his face. But at least to get some information. Team FS, they're starting to fall back, but just like you mentioned, there is a KJ in the mid avenue as well, so it's not going to be easy for them to explore that territory. But here comes the lockdown. They try to hit the A side. Buster all by himself. This could be big. 2 players, a defense not that good. I got making his way in. Pixel, can he get the first kill? Not yet. A wonderful, wonderful shock dart as well as a nanoswarm combination coming through. Buster all by himself. Reinforcements do come in, but the spike has been planted. Will they get to post-up positions? That's certainly a question. Through the smoke, a lot of bullets being fired, but look at this though. They yet to initiate the retake. Seconds are passing. The clock is ticking. And these guys, they are taking positions well. I love this formation. B2 they haven't been completely butchered over there. Bullet finally getting the fragment. It was a team kill. Kohli getting the first one out of it. It's all violet. It's all red on my screen right now. I'm not really sure. Buster is jumping down. Kohli and Smoker get 2 of their own. It's a 1v1 right now. Smoker not really coming out on top. Hunter. But there's no time universe. I guess they finally did it. Team FS winning it on the basis of time. This was a very close round.
Yeah, it was a very close round. I think FS had a very difficult time in terms of setting up what they need at the very end, because the way that their bodies fell, Hunter, Buster, and they got even the straight coming in with Kohli and Smoker trying to chime in, but in the end they got all the kills they needed, Valor. But time was just far too much gone. The utility usage was perfect by the side of FS to get that run into their bag. And, well, yeah, they did their best. And they got 1 round on the backs of it, Salty. But it's still work not completed yet, you know. They have a lot more ground to cover. And this is pretty much what happened last map. They were 4-1 down, and they brought it back from here to 4-4, I believe, or 4-3. And after that is when the comeback started happening. Let's look if it's going to happen this time, because the Buster is trying to deny that as I speak about it.
He's running back, disabled. Here comes the Hunter's Fury. Pixel eats it at his face. Buster as well, quite low on HP. This can be disastrous for them if this defense breaks apart. Team FS trying to exploit that as much as possible. Pasha Sahib being taken down. That's one important player down. Cactus getting a 2 of his own. And all these players try to brute force their way in. Hunter bring it down a little bit, but what can he possibly do all by himself? Bullet, the final player. He needs 2 kills to deploy that lockdown of his own, but even his position has been given away. 1v3 required of him for Team Valor to reach the 5th round. Gets 1. That's 1 player down. Gets information. Gets intel on the second one as well. B2's position has been tagged. Look at where the jet is. I got 5, but even he gets taking down the 3rd kill, not really coming through. B2 rescuing his team over there, but Bullet, he actually went the distance. He almost went the distance, but for centimeters, for a fraction, couldn't really just pull it through.
It was very close. They had the round again in control, FS, and they got so many kills. It was getting a little dicey, but in the end, they managed to handle it all. I really, I love the intensity of this match, that it's coming down so close almost every single round. There's some crazy individual plays. There's some team executes. Mostly what we're seeing so far has been, basic default brute rushes towards mid. Try to get map control. It's all about map control over here on Ascent so far at least. And they're trying to establish it as much as possible. And now that they've got it again towards mid over here, Salty, I really hope that they try to split up towards B, which looks like what they're doing. But there's nobody towards B main yet. B2 needs to come in over here. And their teammates are waiting for him. There comes the Hunter's Fury. Smoker might just eat it. He eats one and he's actually eats a bit of Pasha style. And here's the kill from my god. He dashes in. He finds Hunter completely unguarded. And he comes away safe. Bullet has given away his position. Throws an Nelson to keep himself safe. But he's not going to be able to defend what I got is being done upon him. Cactus finds Pixels. And now it is Asha Sahil left all alone after that one kill he got. And my word, Valor, they've lost this round again. No. It's just pure, like I said, I know you said that, minor mistakes that they did not commit, but it was more the superiority of FS. But I think the minor mistakes that they are committing is giving superiority to FS. Because they're capitalizing upon it, and I love that. Because FS know exactly what to do, when to do. Like I got dashing in, finding that kill onto, Hunter. And the fact that there's nobody there to protect him. When you're having a Hunter's Fury going down, you should know there's always supposed to be somebody, one teammate at least. But the teammate who was near was all the way back towards Gardens. And he could do nothing because the angle was just too niche for iGod, and he made the best of it. And Valor, as a result of that, have lost that round by just that one kill I think that iGod got. And they've given away round number 3 to FS.
True that, Pasha Sahil getting that first frag. Getting back to safety. Trying to retain the man advantage as much as they possibly can. Buster trying to get the first frag, but not really. Kohli shuts him down. Pixel turns it around for a little bit of 4v3. Not really that easy for Team Valor at the moment, but of course Pasha Sahil through 2v4 right now. Hunter getting his 4th. Kohli, 6 HP to work with, 1 shot not available, 1v3 required off of him right now. A little too difficult, right? But
yeah,
I mean, of course, before, you can't really do anything in that situation. But I mean, I love the fact that Valor, they have been able to, get rounds on the back of some amazing Pasha Sahil gameplay. But you look at situations where Pasha Sahil doesn't really click, right? The rest of the team just happens to fall apart. I feel like one of those occasions where Pasha Sahil fails to take the first contact for the team of Team Valor. Team FS have been able to spring roll their way into the site and plant the spike without no troubles. I'm not really sure if you have the same observation as well, but I feel this way.
Yeah, no, I pretty much have to agree with you there. Both of us share the same thoughts, and right now though, we can let those thoughts come off later because there is a Killjoy ultimate that is going to deny the side of FS to enter towards the B side. A very early commitment from the side of Bullet actually, and I think that's good for the side of FS because now they don't need to worry about it as much. They've got their own Killjoy ultimate, and there it is just as I speak about it. Wait, what? Cactus. What? Wait, what the hell was he looking?
I mean, I don't know.
I thought he was going for a lineup. I think he was going for a lineup, but nobody was there to protect him. Nobody was looking at B main. So that's another similar sort of error from the side of FS this time. And now Buster trying to capitalize upon that error, sending in his teammates and himself to get the kills. Bullet is down to 1. B2 and Smoker find 2v1 actually. 2v2, make that 2v1. Bullet is just looking so crisp with his aim right now. Smoker, the 1v2. They might not know where he is. He's placed down 1, but does not get the 4th. He did a lot of work for his team this round, but it's just not enough to get them across the finish line for this round at least. There's the 6th for the side of Valor. As we pretty much are on the same scoreline as the previous map now, Salty. This is exactly how it went down. And I really hope that it does not, end up being the same result for Valor again, because they might get the 75 scoreline. They might do a lot of different things, but it's turning out to be the same result. It's a reminiscence, isn't it?
Exactly. I mean, I feel like I'm watching an instant replay of what happened in the map of Haven. Of course, for Valor fans, they really want this to be a different outing for the team, honestly, because I mean, we talked about this. 7-5 in the half was a pretty decent outing, but that disastrous fall in the second half, that wasn't really very pleasurable. But Pasha Sahil tapping away for the first kill. Buster is there to protect him as well. This can be a 7th round, just like we talked about it. All these players just lining up nearby A shot. The gravity well comes through. Buster sprays down 2 of them. Spoka finally puts an end to Buster, but I guess Pasha Sahil is there to kind of put an end to this guy. Right clicks his way to find Smoker. Right clicks his way to find Cactus as well. And the 7th round on board.
I really want to know how does the right click work so well for this guy, man? How does it work so well?
Probably because
I have no idea. Right click. When I've got the right click, when I'm playing Jett and I've got the right click, it's literally, even if I'm in their face and all the knives connect, it's still gonna be 100 damage.
Heading to the above.
That's how bad it is for me. This guy though, at whatever distance he looks like he is in, he's just gonna get the perfect shot connected and he gets the kill. But whatever. I think that's the reason he's a pro player and I'm the caster. So I'm just gonna go and swallow myself into the darkness, which has been my friend so far.
You're a caster because you have played jokes.
Well,
keeping that aside, Buster, who's a run it back, just trying to get as much tension as he possibly can. No intel actually. Hunter Street comes through as well, trying to clear out all the default angles, tags. I believe Buster was tagged. Yes, he is at 70 HP. Risky position for Pixels to meditate over there, but look at all these players just huddling outside the A-main area. Pixels actually finds Igon. But Pixels comes through. A wonderful defense from Valor. They deny anything to Team FS. They bring down the shutters. They say, shop is closer. You cannot enter into the A site, and they don't. They oblige.
Yeah. They pretty much did, and now the 8th round is coming for Valor, and whatever FS did so far, it's crumbled apart. I really thought they were going to be on top of their game, but they have just been kind of, I don't want to say that they've been repeating what they've been doing, but it's been very similar what they've been doing. They're trying to get control of a side, they try to rush in, they try to create a bit of paranoia in terms of how much they are going to commit over here, and then immediately they slow it down back again. And that's not been working out for them so far. Right now, they look like they want to hit A. It's the last round of the half, and they want to go right in ahead. There's that Nana Swarm to try and stop them. Pasha Sahil is looking across. He knows that there might be player towards any angle right now. Buster is getting in through. B2 has already made himself so useful by going into that tight little corner. But right now, it's Igor who needs to get a kill for his team. It's not going to happen though. Smoker is the first one to find it for his team. And there's the 4v4 situation right now. The bomb is still available for the defensive side. They're not even going to use it. B2 in a good position. Finds one kill. Heals.
One enemy
does not get the other. Buster takes him down. And Kohli's left all alone in a 1v3.
Run situation for Kohli, but it's actually Pixels who win on this occasion. 9-3 the scoreline. Team Valor actually rolling out of control for the side, against the side of Team FS right now. I mean, Team FS, this has to be a momentous comeback if they want to win this game, honestly, because 7-5, just like I mentioned, it was pretty even Stevens, but 9-3, this is just a little too much out of control. But considering they put in 10-11 rounds on a trot on the map of Haven, anything can possibly happen. Team Valor, they're on the attacking side right now. I want to see what their tactics look like and what the defensive setup for Team FS looks like, honestly. Because look at this, though. 2 duelists on the A side. But apart from that, most of the 3 players, the Sova is all by himself, coupled up with the KJ utility. But they have 2 players trying to guard down mid. This is going to be interesting, actually.
They know that Valor love playing mid, but this time around they haven't done it. So they're just trying to feel exactly how Valor are going to approach this round, and by setting up against what is the default approach for Valor. And it looks like they're not doing their default. They don't want to go mid. They want to go A, where there's just one Astra Star between them and that A side in that small little hallway that enters into the side. Nobody towards shot. It's all 5 players of Valor who are going to be bursting into the side over here from A. They're putting down the Astra Stars over here. They're trying to get control. iGod, he gets the first kill though under Heaven. And there's B2 getting a kill. iGod with another. Cactus fighting the fourth. Hunter, as many kills as you get, you're not going to get all of them as iGod gets a third. And okay, they did not even touch the grass in front of the A side. That's how perfect the setup was. But it's so, you look at this, Salty, it's such a default thing, right? You see that they're just running into A. There's one player under Heaven, there's one player in Heaven, and that's it. There's nothing different about this. All they had was one smoke as utility to help them, and all of that after that was just raw pure aim and bullets being fired down into the heads of their opponents.
I mean, mechanically speaking, these players are absolute beasts, and
Yeah.
there wasn't really anything very intellectual about it. I feel like it was just raw clicking heads. Nonetheless, we'll move on because, of course, Team FS right now, they have the weapon superiority. Pasha Sahil has been completely tanked over there. Barely surviving, but tanking the gravity well. I got in prime position. The ghost might not really work, but B2 actually comes to his safety. This is back to safety, but Bullet is going to right-click him away. B2 finally finding the frag. 4v3, it's going to be difficult, Universe. Take it over.
It is going to be difficult, but it looks like B2 wants his ace, which he is going to get. And with that, it's going to be the round number 5 coming on the board of FS. And although the plant has gone down, there is one thing that FS really need to consider here is they might have killed all the players, but now there is a side of Valor which has a very good buy because of the extra money that they got from getting that plant down, Salty. And that round was pretty much clean. It was dusted. It was, walked straight out of the park. But this round is going to be a battle of 2 bulls going at it at each other. But more so, I think it's more powerful for the side of Valor just because of their weaponry. They might be thrown off guard by that operator in the hands of iGod, which he looks like he wants to use towards mid. But I don't think he's expecting. He's towards A. B2 though, he's now tucked into this corner and needs to get out of here. Because if he doesn't, he's got a lot of players, but he doesn't want to. He wants to kill. Smoker gets another, and they are making this work. 2 men are taking down every single person coming into side on this A main side. iGod is helping them out by getting a kill onto mid. And now Hunter and Buster, 2 very experienced players, 2 veterans of the team, have been left to do it all. Hunter, I know we all love seeing him on the Odin, and that man loves the Odin probably more so than anybody else. But I don't think he's going to be able to use it this round. Cactus gets a little too close. Gets away because he knows that that weapon is very dangerous. Especially with someone like Hunter on it. And they're moving towards A again. The door has been closed. They've left the side completely open, Salty. And it looks like they want to play a retake. They don't want to take any sort of chances against these 2. Because they know how good they are. So the plant is definitely going to go down any second now. But I'm not quite sure if the round is going to go down.
Standing.
What? I got... Oh man, he actually went with a shorty. I didn't really expect that, but okay. Okay. We get it. We get it. You have balls of steel, but nonetheless, Team FS, they actually come back. A 6th round for them. Just tossing the operator left and right. Just tossing the operator left.
The curse has come alive, Salty, I feel. The 9-3 curse and Ascent. The one that Velocity suffered, the one that F1 have suffered, the one that multiple teams have suffered. This is probably going to be a little bit difficult for the side of Valor. What they thought was going to be probably easy after getting the 9-3 half. The curse always hits back, and now looks like round number 7 is almost confirmed for the side of FS given the state of their weaponry. Because on the other side of things, they've just got one Marshall to fight off as a good rifle. And that's not even gonna kill, one shot kill. It needs to be fired twice. But iGod, he's got a weapon that's gonna get a 1-shot kill. Unless it's through a wall. Cactus is there to support him. And it looks like he might just find pixels. And he will. There it is. He finds one. He finds a second, a third, a fourth for him. And another ace might is coming. No! It's a bullet to the head. Cactus. But a beautiful showcase of skill though. One head after the other. Boop, beep, boop, bop. And then it was just him finding a boop on his own head.
Oh my god, beep boop what?
Yeah, beep boop bop. Just the heads boop bop around the beep boop bop, and then he got his head boop bop back into the pop that he came from.
Awkward silence.
No, awkward laughter. That's what I aim at. You know, I want people to laugh, but I want them to laugh uncomfortably. That's the point.
All right. I mean, I don't know if you'll get that objective accomplished, but I mean, a Cactus was absolutely phenomenal over there. Look at Igor now, though. He gets the ultimate, falls back to safety, but Team Valor actually have side control right now. This retake is going to be a bit too difficult because, of course, a 5v5 retake can cause a lot of brawls, and they have a pretty expensive buy right now. Team Valor, 2 players are playing from outside the A main region. They're playing from Winery. Now this can be pretty difficult because that is one angle which is always difficult to control. Bullet is actually trying to control, all the backs are coming through, but there's actually a lot unavailable. This can be a very important piece of utility that can be used for this region. Wait, Pixels trying to run around with the mouse one click. Doesn't really work. Buster trying to heal himself, but the retake has been pretty successful. And now trying to spray down the diffuser. So many frags! Look at the kill feed light up! Team FS, the clock is ticking, but Kohli is finally gonna get it! Now 2.9 seconds on the clock before he actually diffuses it. He has the Odin, reloads it, but that's not really important. What's important is the scoreline, ladies and gentlemen. Just have a look at it. It was 9-3 when we went on in the second half. We talked about how good Valor was. Well, look at FS now. They're 9-8. They're smiling. They're smirking in hell.
If they win this, the cost is just going to be solidified a little bit more. Every single time that 9-3 scoreline comes up, there's always somebody thinking.
That's a universal fact, bro. That's
exactly. That's
universal.
My fact.
Yes,
exactly.
Yes,
that's my fact. That is my fact, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people in chat going on about this cast, and let's see if it holds up for the longest time though, because Valor are now going for their default setup. They're trying to move in towards mid. They're sending Buster to do the work for them. Igot's been spotted out. He's not going to get the kill. Pasha Sahil just too close for comfort, and now he's found the operator for himself. And we all know how deadly he is with this weapon. B2 is going to reposition. Cactus going to give away his position. Valor have an idea about what they need to do, but I'm not quite sure if FS have an idea about what they need to do. B2 might just find the kill over here, but it's going to be Bullet actually. The backstab goes down, and finally this looks like a round to come in for the side of Valor after that first half victory of 9-3. Finally they have a round on board over here, Salty. And 10-8.
Love it. I mean, I love this attack. There wasn't really anything special, but for sure, the fact that Pasha Sahil got the first contact, got the first kill, established that man advantage, was really an important aspect of it. I try and write the story not involving Pasha Sahil because I feel like I've been praising him a little too much at this point, but I just can't help myself, honestly, because it's been him getting those impact frags every single time, right? I feel like Team Valor, they've tried this time and time again. This attack wouldn't have been possible if there wasn't that pinch from the A shot AE as well. And the output of that, Pasha Sahil getting that first pick on Igor. But look at this, the Kohli.
Concealment.
Team Valor, they know where Kohli is. They know what weapon he possesses. It's just difficult trying to take him out. Smoke in a very aggressive spot. Bullet really checking that angle.
Oh no!
Wait, what?
Smoker, he looks away. He thought somebody's gonna come from the right, from behind him, on the right side, from the boathouse, but nobody did. And now, Valor, they've got FS in a very good position to hurt them. Hunter hurts them a little bit more. Kohli will find one kill. Oh wait, he transfers the spray. He gets two, but Buster and Bullet trade back. And now B2's been left alone. And he has a spike to work with. This could be good for him. He just needs that first kill. Onto Bullet. Pasha's coming in, and he's gonna get the kill. He makes sure that B2 cannot do anything more. And there it is. It is 11 for the side of Valor as they throw FS into a mix now. They don't have that great of a buy. If they lose this round, they might as well call it done and dusted over here, Salty, because they are forced buying into this round. And they need to be careful because after that, they're gonna have no more economy to work with.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like this is going to be a gamble, and this round is going to be interesting. Right now, look at Team Valor, right? They have the bank, they have all the weaponry, they have all the full shields as well. I'm pretty sure they have utility, but I'm not really sure about Team FS, honestly, because they might have had to sacrifice some sort of utility to get this full buy round. Here comes the running back. First ultimate invested, and Spoka as well as Kohli both give away their crossfire positions, but thankfully they get the ultimate. But that's information for Team FS. They're going to take that information. They're going to take that information, Team Valor. They're going to fall back and try and hit the A side maybe. They're just steamrolling their way towards the A side. Now, this can be a little too predictable. I'm expecting some sort of an exploration mission from A short or probably from mid. That way they can thin out the defense, but nothing has of it. They're all trying to huddle up outside the A corridor. It's all red right now in my mini-map. And I can possibly see the read coming in from Team FS as well. 4v5. This can be an absolute brawl. They're ready for all the utility being dumped as well. The flash is ready. B2 probably prepared for it. The Bulldog sings the songs of death. Icon gets another one. Spoka delaying them. And this is coming through as well. Hunter all by himself. What can he possibly do? He's gonna bury himself down the ground as well because Team FS. We talk about this. They pull down the shutter. And they see the shop is closed. That's my trademark dialogue universe. Shop is closed, sir.
On my way.
Shop is closed. I think that's something that the side of Valor would want to say, but they're not getting to sing that song because FS are just putting down bullets into their shop and they're telling, nah, you close as many doors as you want, we're gonna bust it right open because we are gonna be trying to win this one out. And they have a chance still. Good chance. If they take down Valor in this round, Salty, then I think they're gonna hurt their economy a lot. Bullet is the only one who has money to drop in a few weapons maybe next round in case they lose out this one. But it's still gonna be very difficult for them for the next round if they lose out because of the economy in terms of they might have to force pistols. And that I don't think is a good choice. A good position to be in, rather. Here comes the attacking lockdown, though. There is an exchange of kills towards A short. Pasha Sahil misses the right click this time. But it doesn't matter because Hunter's there to help him. They've got the man advantage. And it looks like they don't have the sight yet. That lockdown did not allow them to commit to the site as of yet. That recon is not going to give them too much. But Hunter makes the most of it because he saw where the bullets came from. But Cactus is still alive. How is he on the side? He still gets a kill. And he's playing around. He's not messing around even for a second. He gets 2 kills. He just needs for his teammate to come, but he doesn't even need any help. Cactus! Are you mad, man? You absolutely blown apart the side of Valor. They did not check for you. And they did not even give you any sort of heed. And looks like they might just not give. But Cactus misses the shot. This is going to be a little bit scary. Pasha Sahil versus Cactus. Cactus. He's let him run away. The defender ultimate was just put down as a safety measure for him to just keep his position to himself. But it looks like it's just going to be a matter of time. The plant is going to go down towards B side, Salty. And it's a long fight at this point. Because Cactus needs to make his way all the way towards the other side of things. He's going through mid. He's going, I don't know, he just go from B main. And Pasha Sahil is actually playing this safe. He wants to play from the back of side. Does not want to pull something cheeky or little, extra over here. He wants to fight him head on. And he's looking in the right direction to do so.
Out of charges.
The moment Cactus actually got a 3k, I wanted to scream in my head that Pasha Sahil is still alive. And I'm pretty sure that he knew as well. He was being given What? Cactus? Expect better from you, man. Pasha Sahil clutching it out over there. A 1v2 clutch from him. I feel like Cactus, he made 2 errors. First time, the way he missed that spray onto Pasha Sahil. But I mean, honestly, I don't want to criticize him too much because this round came so close because of that 3k. But yeah, he could have closed this out. He could have done so much better. He could have just gotten Pasha Sahil even before Bartlett noticed his position. You look at how the amount of respect Cactus gives to Pasha Sahel. He deploys that cutter, deploys a lockdown, and ultimate in the 1v1 situation. Doesn't want to take any risks. I understand that, but Pasha Sahel has been that Goliath of a player, honestly. And at this point, Team FS, they need that David to defeat this Goliath.
Not quite sure who's going to be that David. Might as well be Oli. And he gets a spray right through the smoke. B2 finds another one. And they are just going around the field now, spraying through smokes and getting their kills, FS. Because that's all they need right now. They need these kills and they need them anyhow that they can get. Smoker finds another one. And the B side is turning out to be a graveyard for the side of Valor. They haven't even entered the site yet. They've already lost 3 players. That recon is going to be destroyed, but Hunter and Pixels are left in a situation where they do not want to be. They've got players coming from their back. They've got players coming in from their front. They handle one. Pixels is going to take down iGod, but he doesn't know that Cactus is also here. He's going to take him down just as he goes in to do his yoga poses.
True that. But yeah, I mean, Team FS, they've been pretty darn decent in their defensive side. I feel like a lot of the defenses have been very reliant on getting those initial picks. I love the fact that Kohli just jumps into the air and finds that headshot onto Pasha Sahel. Like, one of the main players of the team was taken down. And it was a fortunate kill, but it did give them results. Now look at this though, Pasha Sahel, he does not have the Blade Storm active. He's just playing on the back of his Sheriff. Not a very decent buy on the side of Team Valor, honestly. It's only Hunter who has a full buy for himself, and Smoker. 3 players lining just right outside him. He's going to give away some sort of an information because of the drone. And now when these 3 players try and jump on it, it's going to be a little too difficult. iGod has been taken down. Buster, they didn't really have a lot of weapons to work with, but this can be disastrous. First frag. Smoker comes in, gets 2 of his own.
Last player standing.
Will be caught with his pants down. Cactus finding the kill. Hunter. What can he possibly pull off? A 1v4 for Team Valor to win. Otherwise, they're going into that economic deep well, that economic grave that we always talk about. Spots out one player. Even his position has been given away.
Scanning ahead.
Does have the Hunter's Fury, but I don't think he's going to use it that much. I guess he's going to save it for later, and Cactus is already on the back lines. Hunter gets B2. But I guess he predicts one play in the back as well, and Cactus getting the frag. Important rounds for Team FS as they inch closer towards overtime.
Yeah, they do not want to let this go, Salty. They really want to drag Valor all the way to an overtime and try to win this one out 2-0, because that's what they need. If Valor pull out this map, it's pretty much done and dusted. Valor have confirmed their qualification to the playoffs. But if FS pull this out 2-0, they can at least hope for something. Now, the side of Valor are looking to think what they want to do. They have weaponry that's not really going to favor them as much. They have armor that's not going to favor them as much. They have utility that might just not be up to the mark, and that is definitely going to hit them a little bit over here, Salty. So it is going to be a little difficult, but we're going to have to wait and see how exactly Valor are going to approach this. What do you think? How do you think that they might approach this? Are they going to go for a mid to B split, or are they going to just, try to sell out a fake and then go back again? Because I have no idea.
We haven't seen any of those. We haven't seen any of those something which we call high IQ moves, right? Something which we call big brain plays. We haven't seen any of those fakes coming through. It has been those YOLO executes. And if not one side, then you possibly try and explore the other side as well. But look at this, iGod. A walk in the park for him. He gets Buster, gets away with murder as well. And here comes the Hunter to try and clear out those angles. But what is it even useful for? He does get Cactus in the process. Thankfully, his vision has been blocked as well. He goes into his ultimate form, but what can he do there? Pasha Sahel making all the way towards the B side. This can be deadly, and Kohli does not spot him. Bullet finds the kill onto Kohli, and finally Team Valor, they are actually looking like they can make this work, because all the defenders have been caught out of sight. The attackers have got complete control. The AWP can be a liability in this condition, but The Astral Divide comes through, blocking out Boathouse. Hunter gets the fact that iGod was on his knife. This is bad news, but finally Smoker puts an end to his miseries. Astral Divide. Even they have an Astral Divide of their own as well. And that blocks out Boathouse. This is going to be intense. An intense 2v3 retake. Bartas are helping taking down Smoker, find the first frag. Pixels being overwhelmed over there. B2 gets another one. 1v1. And Team FS, they pull this off. We're going to overtime, ladies and gentlemen. This is... Oh my word, this is insane. I cannot believe this. I absolutely cannot believe this.
Switching sides. Overtime.
I have no clue how the hell that 4v2 came into fruition, but any way that it did was an absolute work of art, Salty, because B2 has been leading the charge right up front from the beginning of this game, and he's still doing it till the very end. What a guy, man. What a guy.
I really want to breathe, Universe. I really want to breathe right now. Because what is this game, honestly? Team FS, I mean, I really want to bow down to Team FS right now because they've been absolutely scintillating. Look at this retake, man. Come on, it was a 4v2, dude. It becomes a 3v2, becomes a 2v2, and becomes a 1v1, and then finally they get the frag, but FS once again on the attack. We've seen Ascent attacks haven't been that favorable. Most of the teams have won their rounds on the defensive side of things. So the overtime is going to be a very important part. Pasha Sahil investing in the op heavily. Definitely needs returns. There has been an overall slow progression in this overtime first round. I really want to see what can Team FS do. Look at this. The smoke comes through. They really want to block off that side. Now, they try and do something which is very similar to the first round where Team FS played. They try and go aggressive in mid, but they don't actually go... They don't actually fall back because that didn't really work out. Pixels being caught by the gravity well. But he actually finds everybody.
Spike
Team Valor. 2 for 2 for Bullet as well as Pixels. Cactus. 1 5. And Buster's gonna put a nail in his skull.
On my way.
Oh my word, this
Switching
is
sides.
this is topsy-turvy universe.
Yeah, it most certainly is. It's going around back and forth, but Valor somehow find themselves on top of it, and a beautiful round to do that as well. And it's absolutely perfect, man. The way that they played around this was just so good, and I really love the fact that these guys are putting on a good show and they're trying to take us to split. But it's just one more round for them to do so, and 2 more for the side of FS to try and make this work again to an overtime. But yeah, let's see what's gonna happen.
Placing swarm grenade.
Even I'm waiting to see what's gonna happen, honestly, because right now the ball is in the court of Team FS. Kohli does have the Odin, and we know what he can possibly pull off. I love the Sova and the Odin comp on the B side right now, giving them space. Team Valor, they actually make their way onto side close by. Not a lot of defense to work with as well. Kohli and his Odin not really dealing a lot of damage to the opposition right now. Team FS paying respects to Team Valor, but if they do too much, this can be the end. But B2 knows exactly that there can be a guy who will try and always try to backstab. Buster finding the first tag, but there's a trade immediately coming through. Pixels once again finding important kills, just like he did in the last round. Cactus knows exactly where his position is. He'll try and bait that guy out. Top that's coming through, dealing a lot of damage. This one might just kill him.
Oh, it's getting a little too dicey out here. 3v3, Valor, they're holding down the side for as long as they possibly can. Here comes the force. Hunter's taken down one of them. Smoker again with 1, but he needs to find 2 more. There's no time left. It's all done and dusted. We're gonna see split, ladies and gentlemen. It is the side of Valor who have triumphed, and there it is. Smoker's being played around with, and it is the side of Valor who pulled out round number 14. Took us to an overtime over here, FS. But it just wasn't enough, Salty.
You look at the faces. You look at the faces of Team Valor. You understand they are terrified right now. They survived this one. I guess that's the best way to put this. They survived Team FS. Team FS have been a phenomenon, honestly. They've tried to destroy Valor in every single facet of the game, but I mean, what can I possibly say? This has been an absolute masterclass, but Valor, they're finally surviving that overtime is sort of a blessing from God, honestly, because I feel like that gives them the chance to survive this best of 3 series against Team FS, of course. But honestly speaking, for me, I believe FS did win my heart.
Yeah, they did. I think we're going to have to look at the match highlights to see how exactly it all turned out today in the second map, because it was honestly very, very clear that, these guys have what it takes to make sure that they give a tough fight to one of the top dogs there are. Valor have made their way as a very good team right now in this season, and they look like they want to contest for the title, but FS are not too far behind. They brought them down on Haven to their knees. They got them to ascend almost down, but Valor just were a little bit too good at their end game and finishing off this more so than FS. And I think that, I mean, there's a lot of things that happened in this map over here, Salty. There were team executes that came in so well. FS holding down the sides. There were so many multiple kills that came in from B2. And, individual performances, team executes in terms of utility usage, damage that were given, informational exchanges in terms of leaving players out to roam around the lurks and everything. But most importantly, it was the side of FS who I think that, they had the number of Valor. But I think that in the end, Valor pulled out something in that small little pause that they took. They had a little bit of a talk, I believe. And they tried to collect their thoughts, and they did something different. And clearly, this is the result of it.
Absolutely, this certainly is a result of it. And right now, I mean, I'm not really sure what to expect in Split, because you look at the overall progression of the game, right? I don't want to talk about individual rounds. I want to talk about the collective, the game as a collective unit. And I feel like Valor and FS, there's been moments when both the teams looked pretty similar. Both the teams looked neck and neck. Trades were going back and forth. And strategically speaking, I felt like both the teams were at an equal footing. But there were moments, again, where Team FS felt like so much superior. And I don't blame myself for saying that Team Valor just survived the map of Ascent. I feel like they definitely did. Team Valor, they have been superior for a lot of rounds, but Valor, they did start strong. They did start strong on both the maps. You look at Haven, you look at Ascent, they start off with a 4-0 lead. And that just goes to show that, that gives them that advantage, right? Even if they mess up at the end, they had the safety net to fall back upon, and that safety net saved them today. This was very tight, Universe. This was extremely tight. Had it been one round away, I feel like Team FS could have won this 2-0. And I don't believe Team Valor thought that they would be pressured by Team FS this much, because their faces speak themselves. I feel like we got to see their cams, and they were worried. They were worried for facing the side of Team FS, probably in the map split.
Yeah, they most certainly were a little worried at the end over there, because you saw when it goes to overtime, you always get worried, especially the team that has let you go that distance, right? So, hey, that was all for Ascent, ladies and gentlemen. We still have another map left, and it is going to be a very, very interesting one indeed. Split is coming up on your screens in just a few minutes, so don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back with a short break coming in now. Me and Salty are going to get a little bit of energy, because I think we might need it after this intense match between these two teams. So go ahead, catch your Red Bulls, scan the QR code that's popped into the screen right now, and we're going to get ours as well, as we're going to come down in just a few minutes to see whether it's going to be FS to dethrone Valor, or is it going to be Valor to go ahead with all 10 points. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was a short break as we have to get over and done with this match because honestly, I am very excited and I'm glad that we're starting this off this soon because it's an intense match so far. It has been a very, very close affair. We've had one match that went to the very last round, 13-11. We had another match that went to 14-12, and it's just going to get better from here. Or are we going to see a landslide victory? Salty, what do you think? Are we going to see a scoreline that is probably going to be less than double digits on both sides?
I'm not really sure. I feel like that can happen because both the first maps were very close, and we've seen situations where we've seen close starts, but then the finish is really quick. And it might actually happen that one of the teams can go to like top gear, move from gear 3 to gear 6 in a matter of seconds, and they can finish off the match real quick. But if we talk about split and we talk about the map compositions, I can see Kohli hovering over the breach, and we definitely know that the breach is extremely, extremely useful. But look at this composition. I'm not really sure if Team FS is picking this or they're just trolling us right now. But B2 on Sage and Kohli on Breeze and Smoker on Sky, I'm not really sure what to say because a double initiator composition alongside a Sage, you are giving away a lot actually. You don't really have a lot of sentinels. You probably have to choose between a controller or maybe someone from a Cage or a Cypher. Thankfully, Cactus moves on and picks up a Cage and Kohli picks up the Astra. Now here comes the main lineup. Yeah, they were just trolling us.
Choose your agent.
Yeah, they definitely were. We have got a Raze, we've got a Jet. On the other side, we got even a Reyna maybe coming in. Oh, okay. We've got 3 different duelists on the server right now, and it's gonna get only more more interesting from here. We have a Sky, we have a Sage on both. It's a very different composition. There's a Cypher, there's a Cypher and Killjoy, storyline here. There's a Jet Reyna against a Raze storyline here. We have a Sky and on the other side, there's no Initiator. We've got an Astra on both sides, and probably that's the only thing that's same apart from the Sage. Astra and Sage are the common occurrences, while the remaining 3 are completely unrelated. And this is what I love to see. Throw in completely different agents, different as to what you want to do together, what you want to do individually. And it only comes when you prefer agents that, are not going to be done by the other team. So, split. These 2 teams have not been seen to play much on this map. We saw Valor play and they lost on it. But now, I really hope that they've got their minds around how exactly they want to approach this match. Because if they are going ahead with a double duelist setup over here and one of them is not a Raze, then I really hope that they have a game plan.
Do that. But honestly, I feel like I love the Raze and the Sky combination because you get some sort of an information. You get those flashes as well. Speaking of flashes, Buster has a few flashes of his own as well. But talking about the game right now, we have and we can see that Hunter is trying to take those aggressive angles, but he's been discouraged. He has been forced back.
They have broken down the mid wall, so they're trying to assert control in a map where mid is probably the most important area. And Hunter is lucky. Ooh, look at this. Smoker inside the smoke finds Hunter. He expected him to be on that end. And he's going to confirm that kill with that beautiful white Spectrum Classic. And now they're moving on towards Wentz. Pasha Sahil spots the head of iGod and takes him down. iGod needed to be a little bit more careful over there. Could have probably thrown in a grenade or a satchel. Had one, but Kohli, he's gonna make sure that Pixels does not cause any more damage. Pasha Sahil goes down, and it is a barrage of classic bullets that are going back and forth. But it is FS who are still on top of things. B2, he walls away that place. He's got Valors, both the opponents on the A side, and I'm not quite sure they know this.
30 seconds left.
Could prove to be a little dangerous.
Strokey
finds one, but B2 is quick on the trade to get Buster. And Strokey's left alone to do it all. He eats one bullet, but he's down low as well. Oh no, the flash being caught out. Oh, he survives it. He gets the flash instead of the player. And Smoker has been given a life to live with. No time. He needs to get the plant down. He knows it. And he's going for it. Oh, wait, no. He wants to kill. He wants to kill. And he's not going to give it. Joki, he knew that he did not need to go in for the charge. And he's gone up around for his team. Gets the kill as well. And Vala have a 200 IQ round at the very beginning in their hands.
This is more composure than IQ. I feel like Strokey knew that the ball was in the court of
This is a nice spot.
Smoker. He was the one who had to plant the spike. He was the one who had to get the kill. Otherwise, it was a default victory for Strokey, and he just had to stay hidden. He just had to stay hidden and scare the hell out of Smoker, and he definitely did. But right at the start of the decider, we have such a close round. Might be an indicator of what we can expect. Pasha Sahil one-tap Smoker with the Marshall. Early man advantage established, but Team FS, what can they possibly do? Buster with the SMG as well. We definitely have the added weaponry advantage on the side of Team Valor, and they're making use of it. They're making proper use of it as well. They're trying to go risky, but they're paying dividends for it as well. Only one player survives that onslaught. B2, what can? I mean, even if he drops weapons, it's not going to be that useful because it's going to be a bonus round for them next time. And they're going to come full buying. So yeah, more of a default 2-0 for Team Valor, but how many times we have seen this universe? How many times we have seen this and we have seen this advantage getting completely nullified?
There is no use of these first two rounds, I believe, especially in this match. Because of the way these two teams have been playing. It's like they get the first two rounds, you imagine the advantage in their position, and you think about trying to capitalize upon it, then it doesn't happen. Because there's always that one little, variable that comes into play that completely throws you off, and there's always a little bit of a difference maker on the opponent side, and that might be the weapons this time, which FS have in plenty. And the one thing that right now Valor don't have is a player itself, because Jockey has unfortunately disconnected, and we have a small little tech pause coming in. I want to take this time to ask you something, Salte. There is a little bit of a, interesting fact about Valor on Split, is the fact that they've played it multiple times. It's not one of their favorite maps. I don't think it's a map that they would like to play at all. Right, but they showed promise the last time, not as much I believe, but they did show whatever they could. Okay, and they've not had a great time. They've got the advantage now. They've got a little bit of what they want to do. They know how they can attack the side of FS. How do you think they can do it if they win out the next few rounds?
I'm not really sure, honestly, because Team Valor, they have this tendency to get these first few rounds, but nothing on the back of it. They get the momentum, but then they lose it quickly enough, right? And I really want to see how they can keep that momentum. They possibly, they can play it safe. They might not gamble a little too much, but we can definitely see that iGod has pushed up forward in Rams. He's going to be challenged with the Sage, but right now Pasha Sahil is still trying to take this duel. Completely unnecessary. Cactus punishing him for that. Hunter, look at the amount of bullets coming in through the wall. Cactus getting pixels as well. Two important kills, and they have complete side control. Strokey coming in from the B side has been completely blocked off by the barrier orb. And right now, Team FS. It's a party for them in the A side. All three of them start funneling through. Strokey goes down, Hunter gets trade, but Cactus is going to come in from the back lines. He missed the first shot, but thankfully gets Vilas 2 and
Out of
a
charges.
quad kill for them. Good stuff honestly from Cactus. I mean, the quad kill wasn't really that important, but I felt like the first 2 kills were really important. The way I got so much space towards ramp, the way Cactus got Pasha Sahil, the way he got Pixels as well. The side was left completely open. And then came the barrier orb just blocking all these players coming in from the B side as well. So overall, it was 10 on 10 for me for Team FS.
Yeah.
You mentioned Team Valor having that early lead. Look at them now.
Yeah, it looks like FS are not going to let them have it. But Pasha Sahil might think otherwise. Nobody's going to peek on the back of that Hound, so he's not going to get a kill. Except for killing that Hound, unfortunately. Now he's looking for more. He peeks out. He actually tags down the Killjoy. And unfortunately, that's all he's going to get, a tag. And he also gets detained. 2 players detained, actually. And now they're moving in, FS. They might find Buster, and they will. Zoki gets 1. Zoki gets 2. Zoki gets 3. V2 finally going to be turning off. Zoki gets 4.
enemy remaining.
Oh, Cactus. Left all alone. Climbs up on the wall. Still not clear as to where exactly he is for the side of Valor, and now they see him. And Pixels, he knows better than to peek on that angle. He's gonna wait for him to come in. Throws down his turret. Not gonna get peeked out. But Pixels is gonna take him down with a beautiful angle. And Stroky, the architect of that round, is gonna absolutely be okay with the fact that he had to sacrifice Buster in order to get that round. And I think Buster's not gonna be too sad with that either.
Absolutely. I don't think he's going to be sad, honestly, but 3-1 the scoreline. And I believe we have a cracker for game in hand already.
Yeah,
both sides look really sharp at this point. Hunter again deploying that mid wall. I mean, there has been a very crucial strength of theirs to deploy that mid wall. Sometimes they try and do it in the A side, but it doesn't really work out that way. But Team FS is very keen on just absolutely devastating the mid wall. Look at it broken. But Hunter still in prime position to shut down any sort of aggression coming through. But with all these players trying to funnel down mid area, it's going to be a lot of pressure. There's an insurance policy in the form of Stroky as well, but Hunter, I don't think he'll be given the space to wide peek in that angle.
Stroky, again in a very good position. Good for 1, yes he is. Good for more, no he's not. But Buster and Hunter are. And B2, as many frags as he can get, he is going to be the last man standing against another 3 players of Valor who are looking to hunt him down. And Hunter being the first one, staying true to his name, wants to get this kill. Tags down. And yeah, I think this should be the end of the round. Pasha Sahil is holding down the mid crossing. And even if he chooses to go all the way back from attacking side spawn, it's definitely not a good choice because the spike is towards B.
30 seconds left.
And no man's land is where what we would call B2 is standing.
1v3 right now. And all the 3 defenders, they're gonna guard the spike by default. And I mean B2, he just has to save his weapon.
10 seconds left.
Yeah, he is gonna be tucking himself. Yeah, go on.
I love the Reaver Vandal actually, Universe. I'm not really sure about you, but
I'm a personal fan. Like I think so. I've been waiting for. I've been counting. Okay, so it's been I think it's been over a year since the time I've been waiting. I till now have not got the Elder Flame Vandal in my shop, not once, and that's the only Vandal that I've ever wanted. Not once has it come into my shop. I've had every other Vandal, everything. You know, I've been tempted by the Glitch Pop Vandal. I've been tempted by every other skin Vandal that has come into the shop. But for now, till now, all I've ever wanted was one time that the Elder Flame pops up and I will sell my kidney to get it. But goddamn Riot Games!
I wanna throw out that Shah Rukh Khan dialogue right now, but I'll save it for later. Hunter knows exactly there's a lot of players, but thankfully he gets the first one. He gets pulled into the gravity well, but thankfully he survives that. Classic coming through, but Buster is there to save him. B2 actually gets a frag, but Team Valor, I think they've done enough. Pasha Sahil with Yop slapping B2 to death. And Smoke all by himself. A Sky with all the utility. He doesn't have the dog available, but he sure has the ultimate available. Hunter coming as well. what can he possibly do? I mean, good stuff from Hunter, I guess. He's been one of the most important player from the side of Team Valor in this map, honestly, because the mid wall, of course, it's been broken, but the way the barrier orb and the slow orbs just coming together and really helping out the Valor defense way too much, and also the fact that Hunter is getting so many frags in mid is very influential for the 5 rounds that they have right now. And I feel like he has been the guy who is setting up that momentum for Team FS, because the FS aggression relies too much on their mid aggression. I guess you have observed this in their Ascent game as well. They rely too much on their mid aggression. This time around, they actually change things up and try and go the A side, and this is actually working out because they've taken down Pixels.
Last player standing.
Ooh, FS, one by one. The kills keep coming in and Shoki running away for his...
Spike planted.
He just goes all the way back, but this time he might not survive. Wait, what? He misses it. I got how the hell did he miss that? And Shoki on the back of it is gonna get 2 kills. He might get a 3rd now. He's dinged down Smoker as well, and it looks like he's just causing so much economical damage. Oh my god. No, FS, this is not what you want to do. You do not want to lose out like this. Holy finally gonna be shutting him down, but I think they're gonna be having some words definitely about this round. They might have got the A side execution done perfectly, Salty, but giving out 3 players like that to a guy who's less than half HP is, and especially that, I mean, I don't know if I want to call it the Rosa ult or whatever it is, but I got definitely messed that one up.
It's actually funny the way Shoki got those 3 kills, but it's fine, I guess. They still have money to buy weapons this round. Yeah, 2 guys are on light shields now. That's gonna hurt bad. But nonetheless, we start again at 5-2. Pasha Sahil with his crosshair marked. But I want to see the aggression, right? Look at Team FS. All 4 players trying to huddle out outside the B side right now. The Astral Wall comes through as well. Crafty well. Players pinged. Shoki just spraying down through the smoke. Kohli and Cactus falling prey to it, and Pasha Sahil getting a 3rd for himself.
Shoki is not afraid of anything. Shoki, I just want to remind you, my friend, you are a Cypher. But then again, I don't know I mean a battle Cypher for sure. He is behaving like one right now. He's on top of the server. He's got 13 kills. He might as well find these 2 and make it 15 as well, because look at where they're pushing up. They've gone up so far ahead. B2 slithers through with the skin of his teeth. A hairline strand, and it's gonna be Buster to give him what he deserves on the back, a bullet, and Hunter gives Smoker in the front as a 6-2 scoreline has been established. And again, what we saw on the map of Haven, it was a 6-2 scoreline, and after this was a little bit of a comeback that came in from the side of FS. Are they gonna do it now? I don't think they're gonna be able to do it this round, Salty, because, well, look at their weaponry. I mean, if anything, they might as well, you know, rush straight into B or rush straight into A, depend on how exactly they're going to find themselves against the positions of Valor, because these weapons are not going to help them contest mid. Okay, Pasha Sahil just, okay. I thought he was going to take a shot, but he got walled off. Hunter said, no, we're going to be safe this round, because you never know what will happen to Thrifty, and he misses the shot. Okay, maybe that's why he walled him off, because he realized that Pasha might have missed his shot. But Cactus has crawled in. He's chasing Pasha Sahil. And the mid fight is taking a little bit of a dicey turnout. But they come on top of it anyway. Pasha Sahil again missing a shot. Cactus not knowing that there's another player close by. Shoki clears out the lane. And it's going to be the last man standing. Oh, he's going to get a barrage of bullets sprayed down. It's going to be actually Pasha Sahil who finally is going to be able to connect.
Something at the very least, but I mean, it was an equal round. You can't really blame too much, blame FS too much. But Team Valor, 72 the scoreline. I feel like this is probably the highest lead that they have established in the series. Like, they have a 9-3 scoreline, but I'm not just talking on the basis of scoreline itself. I'm talking about in-game superiority, and it definitely looks like they are a step above Team FS right now, because Team FS, they've had difficulty in planting this spike in spite of getting trades and frags going their way. It's been a little too difficult for them to crack open this Valor side defense right now. Lockdown does come through, but you look at Team Valor, they are very calm and composed about it. Buster is right into that mix, but he'll just fall back. He's just gonna fall back. In spite of all the space being given, the spike is yet to be taken down, and the lockdown has just gotten over. And this gives them time and opportunity for a retake even before the spike gets planted through.
Yeah, but I don't think they're going to go for it. Kohli's going to make sure that nobody's coming on the backstab. And he doesn't know that there's one in that Suarez position. That's Hunter waiting for him. The Seekers come in. And this time I think Hunter might be revealed. As he comes up at the right time. Both teams have still got 5 players alive. No kills coming in. Finally there's one-on-one trade. Cactus and Stroke. And here's a few more kills coming in for FS. Hunter's on the back line. He misses his first few shots, but he connects it. Kohli, he's not looking towards him. It is not why I want to pay attention to him. But he pays attention to Pasha. He takes him down. Hunter comes in. He takes down Kohli. And Hunter actually gets another one. Kohli, you knew that your teammate has died behind you. You knew that there's somebody coming on the backstab. But he did not pay attention. He just went to the A Heaven side and wanted to play for the longer game. Unfortunately, that did not work out for him. And somehow, Hunter on his backstab, even though they knew he was there, even though they knew that he's causing damage, they let him slip so close, which should have been dealt with a long time ago, and that gave FS their demise in that round. 8th round now on the board for Valor, and it's now looking like a landslide victory over here that could come into place, Salty, unless the defensive side of FS has something to say.
Absolutely. I feel like I want Valor to win at this point with Cactus. He destroys Pasha's Island in that situation, but Buster is going to return him that favor. A 1-for-1 trade right there, but Igor has been completely stopped in his tracks in mid. The smoke is there, Hunter is there as well. It's going to be a little too difficult, but right now, what can Team FS possibly do? All these 4 players, they're starting the lineup. They want to execute this B side push right now. But it's not going to be easy for them. There's a tripwire, there's a smoke, there's a cyber cage as well.
They found my wire.
It definitely is going to be a little too difficult. Hunter does get Igor in the process. But the resurrection is available. And look at Buster. He wants to wrap them around like a boa constrictor. This is going to be difficult for them. They waited too much. Kohli is in prime position. Buster completely shutting him down. Yes, the Astral Divide as well. Team Valor want to clean this out as early as possible.
No. Buster was caught up in a position where he could only probably have gotten one, but even that was a tall ask of him. Now that he's gone down, the side of FS have confidence in moving towards the A Heaven. Pixels is positioning, but not good. Bullets being fired. He finally gets the kill. Throws down an Astro Star, trying to push the gravity well, and he works so well around it. He's enabling himself get this round for his team, and what a play he's made. Pixels, just as good as he always is, gets another one. Puts a bullet straight in the head of Smoker, and he does not even need Strokey for his help. He isolated those 1v1s. He got what he needed. And I just don't understand one thing though. FS came onto that A Heaven side, right? They saw B2 go down. And then there were 2. Smoker was there, and he could have helped him out, honestly. He could have helped Igor out. But I know that he was trying to avoid the gravity well. But if both of them would have gone into it, I don't really think that there would have been much of a problem, because both of them would be firing upon one person. And I don't think that, Pixels could have handled that. And 1v1s were given to him, which he made such good use of. And now, 9-2, the scoreline. But they're trying to resolve the situation to bring it 9-3. Pasha Sahil escapes with his dash. Dashes away to safety. And Buster's already found a kill. And FS are hurting more than they have in this entire series right now.
Absolutely. Team FS, they're certainly hot. They're hot from the bullets that they're facing from Team Valor right now. 9-2 the scoreline, just like you mentioned. But look where Hunter is. I guess he's not going to predict Kohli's position, and Kohli's going to slap one in his skull. Cactus finding Pasha Sahil napping over there, but Strokey finally putting an end to him. A 2v3 right now, but one player speculated. Pixels in prime position. He's gonna get one. He's gonna get 2. Not really. The spray transfer didn't really come through. Igor getting that frag. A 1v2. But look at those 2 HPs. My word, it's gonna be very, very close.
It is going to be
Thankfully,
close.
I got actually been healed up, Universe. But still,
Spike planted.
I feel like it's practically a 1v1 for Shoki.
He most certainly can be. He's just waiting for the right angle for somebody to peek out. Smoker. He gets out by even 2 centimeters, maybe 3. He could possibly get shot down. Here comes the ultimate. They don't know where Shoki is, but Shoki knows where they are. And there it goes. The showstopper's not going to work though. He needs to get the kill. Now he needs to look towards his left. Smoker finds the positional advantage. And Valor have given away the 9-3 score line
Switching
yet again.
sides.
But they're going to be fine with it, honestly, Salty, because I really don't think that they're gonna have a problem because they did win it out. They did win it out last time, but that honestly that was a very hard-fought matter. But I don't think that's gonna happen in Split because if they win the pistol, Valor, then I might as well see maybe a 13-5, 13-6 scoreline come in.
I have no clue, honestly. I have no clue about scoreline. I'm just gonna enjoy this matchup from now on because both the teams, they've shown their capabilities. I feel like time and time again, Valor have shown us that they definitely have what it takes to establish lead up top. It has been their inability to try and close out games, right? It has been their problem to try and secure the final third of the game. Right now, I want to see what can Team FS pull off in the defensive side because this is where Team Valor start weakening. Right? This is where they really start struggling, and I definitely not expect them to this time around because they survived the map of Ascent. They couldn't survive the map of Haven, but they did survive the map of Ascent, right? It did go to overtime and everything, but considering what Valor have looked like at the start of this game, they definitely have FS in their pockets right now. Smoker getting that early information with the Tiger, and Pasha Sahil trying to venture too much. Out near mid, the wall is ready, even as I got. They spot players and they deploy the wall.
There is information being exchanged over here towards the B main side of things. Smoker needs to get a good grip on what he's going to be doing over here. Here comes the flash, and there comes the wall. Buster finds the kill onto B2. And there is a B side being exposed, but Igor is there to stop what's happening. Hunter finds one. He's looking for more as Smoker was trying to jiggle between weapons, and he gets taken down by Pasha from Heavens. And Hunter takes down Kohli as he was the last man standing. And there is the pistol run for Valor, and now I think it might just be done and dealt with because there's one thing I do want to point out over here, Salty. They're playing more like a team than they did before Valor. They're supporting their teammates. They're coming in from avenues that are gonna catch them off guard, sandwich them, make them into a subway that they can just eat. And they are enjoying this right now.
On my way.
Subway? Again?
Yeah,
Food jokes?
Okay, sorry.
Weren't you banned for doing that?
I'm a little hungry. But guess what? Guess who should be hungry right now? It should be FS because nobody from their team has got over 10 kills.
Buster just jumping over the smoke, even a Hunter. I'm not even sure what's happening right now, Team FS. Oh my god, Team Valor just gave away 2 kills, but nonetheless, it's only good for them. I feel like 10-3 the scoreline. They've never had this lead before, Team Valor. They just want to finish this off, but what are they doing? I hope they're not relaxing a little too early, Universe, because that's my fear. I'm scared of that. Relaxing a little too early before the game goes out.
Yeah, that could be true. But they've got what they need to win out this one. They've got these Spectres with full armor. They are trying to read the game, and Strokey, he needs to be the one to pull this one out, and he does get 1 kill. And that was his 20th of this map. He came in for this particular map, and he's already showcased why he deserves to be here. And look at
They're
this.
actually rotating.
Oh yeah, this could be a fake that could be helping them. Kohli is here to stop them potentially. And Pasha has given away the sound cue that the A side is being hit. He dashes in. Kohli still in the backside. Could be a little bit dangerous. Pasha stuck into this corner. They still don't know that he's here. And he's going to get the better of one player at the very least.
Spike
Pixels
down,
goes
10
down.
seconds left.
Pasha needs to make sure that he gets the flank down as soon as possible. He's got Stoki for his support. Stoki gets 3. And now B2 left alone. But it's going to be Pasha to win this one out. 11th on the board. Thanks to Stoki again. Oh my word. That man is putting on a show for the ages. Split is the map where he knows that he can make the most impact happening for the side of Valor. And that's exactly what he came in for. That's exactly what he's doing. And it's just getting scarier, Salty, because you just cannot see this happening for the side of FS after the way that they've played in the last 2 maps, right?
Yeah.
And a landslide victory could be on the cards right now. They're force bought into this. They've got a Judge. They've got 2 Bulldogs. They've got 2 Spectres. All across half armor as well. So it's do or die for them, because if they lose this round, I'd say it's pretty much over.
Absolutely. 11 on the board already for Team Valor. Look at Smoker. He's trying to venture out too much. It's going to be a little... Definitely it's going to be a little too risky. Flash. And he moves out. Gets both of them. Beautiful, beautiful
Spike
combination.
down, B.
Between Smoker, IGOT, as well as the Astra, the Gravity Well, as well as the Nova Impulse. I guess both of them were timed to perfection. Pixels trying to move up. But the Judge slaps him in the face. Cactus getting that very important frag.
Last
Best
player standing.
Look in control right now. Even Pasha Sahil gets taken off. But Shoki
Where is
does have the Phantom, has the Noodle Threat available as well. 100 HP to work with. Has all the information in the world. A 1v4 is quite off of him right now. He gets second one, and I'm already getting excited. He has sound cues. There is a player, but I guess that was just a bait. They want him to peek in this crosshair. The flash comes through as well. A third one for Shoki. This is a masterclass. 2 players lining up. He gets the fourth, but couldn't really get the fifth. Kohli. Oh my god.
If FS had lost that round, if they had, honestly, I think I would have to reconsider everything that FS have done so far, because one by one they gave him the 1v1s. The minute he threw in that neural theft, the side of Cactus should have known where he was on the backstab, that he should have just run away from there, because Choki is on his best today, and they really need to look at what exactly they're doing, because if they give away 1v5s like this down to a 1v1, it's only going to kill them a little bit more in the long run. Right now they've got the 4th on the board. Shoki listens to all of this sound cues, and he's gonna make sure that he gets one. Tucks himself back into this corner. Smoker throws in the sneakers. He's trying to get the kill. He's still alive somehow. And finally, Smoker's gonna be able to end his life.
Our defense down.
Oh my god, Cactus.
Strike down.
He gets to his zone inside
player.
these smokes. It's almost like a mysterious building. You don't have any sort of vision, but you just keep pressing mouse 1 and W, and the bullets just seem to hit. Team FS, they get their 5th round.
I have no idea what just happened, how it happened, or I don't know. I just saw the fact that there were 4 players of FS who were, 2 of them were aggressing A main, 2 of them were aggressing mid. And they found it very difficult to kill that man right there, Shoki. But in the A main side of things, Cactus was running through walls of smoke. And he was somehow getting kills like as if it was, getting a candy from a store. Picking up all by himself.
Pulling them in.
Kohli. Prime position. B2 gets an early frag on a Pasha side. Important player taking down. Kohli gets another one. 3v5 right now, and Cactus in prime position. All these players start funneling through ramps. First player goes down, second player goes down as well. Third one couldn't really spray through, but Stroky finally gets a kill for himself. Needs to keep the gun on check, but has been caught napping over there. Kohli putting an end to his misery. Stroke couldn't really do anything over there, and FS this late in the game they start pulling it back. They have 3 consecutive rounds already. We have seen comeback stories written, but generally those are miraculous occasions. For Team FS though, it's a different story. For them, they do this every day. They do this for bread and butter. It's almost like they're creating content in TC Gauntlet right now. Comeback every single game, but nonetheless, we're enjoying it. I'm enjoying it per se.
Yeah,
slow
yeah,
actually.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It took a ride. It took a ride on the boomboard. That is again something you will never see. And the only place you will see, ladies and gentlemen, is at the place you can't play. And we're here to give you the craziest of stuff, especially when it's a match like this. In FS, they look like they want to aggressive situation again. Pixel is going to take him down. Kohli, this position reveal, the neural theft gives them a lot of information and they're running towards A because they know it's completely open. And so are Valor. B2 looking in the direction where he might find one kill if they push in, but they're not going to. Just going to cover it up. A lot of bullets being thrown around, back and forth.
Spike down
Smoker to
A.
come out on top of at least one duel. He comes on top of Strokey and takes him down. And it is the side of FS who are just constantly making sure that they do not let the side of Valor push around them anymore. And Pasha, left all alone, finds himself reloading and completely unguarded. He goes down to iGod as the 7th round comes in and Salty.
I'm actually scared. Don't talk to me right now, Universe. I'm very scared right now, honestly, because I didn't see this coming, right? We talked about landslide victories, and honestly, 11-3 the scoreline it was, and nobody in their right minds would think that FS could be winning or could be coming back from that. I mean, for sure it's possible, for sure it's practically possible, but you think about it in a second and you're like, how can some team, how can somebody have that mental fortitude to keep going in a best of 3 series every single time they're coming in? They're coming back from like dire situations and they're just turning around games. This is not just the first time they're doing this. They've done this since the start of this league. Haven, look at Strokey. Just completely overwhelmed over there. Smoker just deleting him off the server, but Pixel's finally finding a frag for himself. Team Valor, it's a 3v3 right now, but as soon as I see that Kohli and B2, oh my word, this is insane. Smoker in prime position. All these guys are almost lined up, but no, Master finds a kill. It's 2v2 right now, but one guy's barely surviving. I believe it's Pixels, and he's gone to plant the spike, but B2 in prime position. Cosmic Divide comes in as well. That's gonna completely block away their vision. Looks in the wrong direction. It's gonna be a bit difficult for Team FS to come in from CT, so they try and explore Heaven's area, but then Buster already. The flash comes through, but Kohli finds a frag. This turns into a 1v1.
Well divided.
He has an astral wall of his own, and this can be brilliant. He almost avoids it. Deploys a smoke as well. He knows exactly that Pixels is gonna come chasing. In spite of not hearing footsteps, the timing was immaculate.
Hey people, come on now. I'm
Holy,
anticipating my
oh my
congratulations.
god, these guys have nerves of steel. And Team FS Esports, what are you made of? What is your central nervous system made up of? I really want to know, honestly.
I don't know. Whatever it's made of, it's got steel in there. And they're using that to make sure that they can try to strong arm the side of Valor as much as they can. There is another buy available for them, but this is again going to be a last one for a bit, because if they lose this one Valor, it's Eco again. It might just be an opportunity for the side of FS to actually make a proper comeback. And I love this aggression, man. I love that they're pushing into the faces of Valor and they do not want to let them become anywhere close in his mid position. And iGod is trying to get work done. He gets one, D2 finds one. The space going back and forth. 3v3. Make that 3v2. Smoker with a perfect flash. Finds the kill. And Hunter and Buster are left yet again alone. Buster is down low. There's no heal available even from the Sage as well. So he's going to have to find a kill if he wants to rejuvenate himself. But Kohli's not going to give him that. Hunter's been spotted out as well. And now he's left alone in a 1v3. Is that a 2v3? He revives him actually. Okay. Throws in that gravity well, but nobody to peek on the backs of it. So they're trying to throw them off a little bit over here, FS. Smoker coming up on that little frog statue to get a positional advantage while his teammate tries to bait him out. B main, mid, everywhere being covered. They can choose to go from the attacking side spawn, but they know that it's going to be taking too long for them to walk all the way towards A for that. They're moving towards B. Kohli's waiting for them. He's got the right angle. He might find one head. He tucks himself back. The timing is just too... it's nerve-wracking. They move into the side and he has no idea, Kohli.
10
and he could
seconds
be caught
left.
completely off guard. A bullet being fired and unfortunately does not connect right.
planted.
But the spike does go down. The flash comes in. Smoker heals up Kohli. And now it's a 3v2 but Cactus is too far away.
Last player standing.
Oh my god, Buster all by himself. Doesn't get the frag. And Cactus puts the final nail in the coffin. That's a 9th round on board. I mean, this team was trailing by 8 rounds and now they're trailing by 2 rounds. That just speaks volumes of what they can accomplish as a team, honestly. This is... I don't know, man. Theoretically, for sure, it's possible. People will be like, why are you getting so excited about it? Yeah, like they'll win 6 rounds in a row, but no. You gotta understand the amount of mental fortitude you need to win those 6 rounds without committing a mistake. Most of these set pieces have been flawless. Their executes have been perfect. These guys are not missing shots. In spite of being 8 rounds, in spite of trailing by 8 rounds in a best of 3 series where they're tied 1-1. I mean, definitely Team FS, statistically speaking, I don't think they're going to qualify to the playoffs. And it's almost confirmed that Team Valor is going to qualify for the playoffs. But that doesn't really matter. I feel like even they want to put up a strong footing. Cactus, as well as B2 in prime position. Pasha style gets that aggressive positioning, but Cactus is definitely there, but he was. Hunter finds him, or it's Pixels. Hunter gets 2 of it. Oh my god! Has been completely ripped apart, and right now it's Kohli. Team Valor finally breathing a sigh of relief after so many rounds of their own. Hunter with the quad kill, leading the charge for Team Valor. And finally they get the 12th round on board and they reach map point. And match point as well.
Oh, this has been a very long and drastic and very, troublesome fight between these two teams, where they have been giving each other blows back and forth. But Valor, they land the first punch, they land the second, and after that it's almost like they've forgotten how to box. And that's exactly when Valor hit back. And by the time they realize, Valor, it's come so close that they need to, pull up their socks. They need to put their shoes in a little bit more tighter and realize that, what, guys, we really actually need to finish this match, or else we might just get caught off guard in another overtime. And right now, they look like they want to do that by going towards the A side. All 5 players are over here. B2 and Cactus to defend them off. Cactus playing very defensively, but his utility is there to do the job for him. And there it is. They are trying to move into this side. They are trying to get the plan down, and they will. Pixels gets the plan. Valor have advantage.
They for sure do. A 5v5 redo is definitely going to be tough. Buster taking an aggressive position, but Smoker delays him. There's trades coming through, but Kohli and Cactus string together a lot of frags to make this theirs. Team FS. They don't like losing, and they certainly won't lose this time, in spite of being match point for Team Valor. They just turn things around. It's a disco right now, and they are dancing across it. Doesn't really matter if it's a battlefield of the highest proportions. They know how to chill. They know how to take 5v5 retakes, and for sure they know how to execute them and win rounds.
They most certainly do, Salty. And now 12 to 10, pretty much what we are looking at. Another situation where it might just come down to the very wire of things. Valor really need to think about what they have given away over here, because even though they have qualified for the playoffs and they're going to be okay, this is something that I think is going to hurt them a little bit in terms of how they played against a team like FS, who have not really had a good, track record so far in the TC Gauntlet.
Yeah.
And it is going to get more dicey for them when they go to the playoffs, because this might just be on the backs of their minds against the teams that might do something good. Oh, counter wall comes in, and they're going for this. B2 finally gets 1 kill, and Pasha decided to trade off in the form of iGod, as the side of Valor are aggressing this B heaven position, and they want to get the revive coming in as well. FS, they're all cramped over here towards that defender side spawn, but Buster's gonna make it a little less cramped by taking out 1. Smoke finds 1. There's bullets being fired through the smoke. Buster trying to get a little bit of an aggressive position on towards Rafters. And here comes the revive from the opponent team. 4v4 established. There is a kill ultimate available for the side of FS. And there it goes down. Here comes the retake.
Here comes a retake as well. There's an astral wall they can possibly use. This is prime condition for Team FS to make a comeback. B2 gets another one. Smoker adds a double there. Pasha
player
He
standing.
got Smoker. His triple kill trophy all by himself. A 1v4. The spike is going down. The actual wall is just there as an insurance policy. And trophy. Wait, they don't find him. What? He survives.
Okay. He's just playing around at this point. Okay. This is exactly where Valor did not want to find themselves. And this is exactly where I think we did not want to see Valor. I don't know why Pasha Sahil went in to get himself detained. I really don't know why. Maybe it was to give out a bait that Strokey is coming in. But Strokey was just far too late on that flank. He took too much time, too long of a route. And it cost them their entire round. And now, Salty. Their weapons, not good. Their armor, not good. Utility, not good. And I don't know how, but I think this is probably going to go to an overtime. I don't see it going any other way. Unless there's a miracle.
There's already one in the name of Strokey.
Cage triggered.
He has one Phantom with him. Can you make use of it? That is the question. I mean, there's 3 Phantoms at disposal. Strokey has a full buy. All these players start jumping in. Cactus gets taken out, but thankfully he got 1 kill before dying. B2 adds a little more hurt to them. It's a 3v4, not really ideal condition for Team Valor, honestly, but they're still planning the spike. Dire situation, but Strokey has to be as sneaky as possible. There's 2 players right in front of him, and they're checking the right angles. Kohli deletes him. Pixels right at his face. He's gonna take down Igor as well. 2v3 right now. The utility come flooding in. Hunter all by himself inside. It's gonna be a bit too hard to actually defend against these 2 players. Flashes come through. Hunter gets the first one, but instantly gets straight off. B2 is definitely there. Smoker.
One enemy remaining.
Can both of them line up? Can both of them line up? The gravity well comes through. The Nova Pulse comes through as well. There's not much enough time. Pixels through the wall. He's actually trying to count. Oh no! Oh no! Oh!
No
Is
way.
it possible?
The time.
Is it possible?
Oh!
Attackers win.
Of course
This is so close. 0.31 seconds.
Of course it came down to that. Of course it did.
0.31 seconds.
How else would we want an end to a game like this? An intense game of absolutely, I don't know what proportions, but the biggest proportions there are. It was crazy. It was, there was drama, there was action, there was complete maniac kind of plays. There were holes that we never thought we would see. There were 1v5s that were turned into 1v1s, and I need a little bit of a break right now, but we're gonna have to go and look at the match highlights to see how exactly all of that turned out, especially that last bit right there, 0.31 seconds. Salty. I think that timestamp right there probably personifies the entire map that we've seen, entire series that we've seen so far. That's how close it was.
If we make a highlight video of this game, I guess that would be the thumbnail. 0.31 seconds. It came so close. Imagine this. Had that diffuse come through, it would have been overtime in the final game of best of 3 series, which was tied at 1-1. We have had an overtime before. The first game was in 13-11. This doesn't get closer than this. It doesn't get any closer than this. Trust me. The entire game was topsy-turvy, to say the very least, but there was momentum shifting. And I don't know how Valor got the composure back, but thankfully they did win. They did win in the final seconds of the game. And I guess, I believe it was Pixels, right, who was the final one who was alive. He just held himself on for that extra few seconds. In spite of giving away his kill, he knew that there's no time. So I guess he played pretty well, but I just don't want to comment on this game, honestly, because this has been, I don't know, man, what it's been. I mean, I'm at a loss of words right now. My head is sort of all blacked out. I've never seen a game like this. We have had clutch moments. We have had heroic moments. We started off on the map of Haven, where it was 13-11. We went on to the map of Ascend, where it was 14-12, and now in the Decider we have a 13-11. I haven't seen a closer series than this. You probably make a Netflix series out of Team Valor versus FS, but we'll keep that for later. We'll actually have a look at the group standings to see what happens right now to this season 2 of TC Gauntlet. Universe, we definitely know that Valor have qualified and FS isn't going through, but in spite of that, I feel like it's been a pleasure watching FS.
Yeah, it has been a pleasure watching FS. This is still not their last match. They have another match to play, but that is going to be of no avail in terms of qualification to playoffs. 4 teams have made it through. It is EXO, F1, Valor, and Global. Pretty much what we expected at the beginning of the season, except that there is still 1 match left for both EXO and F1 each, and 2 left for Global. So we're going to have to wait and see how exactly those matches are going to turn out to understand how exactly this points table is going to shape up at the very end. And let's just have a look at what exactly is going to be the second match of today, ladies and gentlemen. After this one has been completed, we have Reckoning versus Susquad from the other group going at it today, and Reckoning have been a pretty great squad, honestly, so far. They have taken down Velocity, they've taken down multiple giants, and they've confirmed themselves as one of the contenders, just like Valor have in this group, a team that came out of nowhere and completely demolished the competition. Susquad, on the other hand, haven't really had a great season, and they might not end on a great note as well, given the fact that Reckoning have had pretty much a very good season so far, and they're going to continue to do so. But hey, we're going to see that in the next match. And don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We've got another match coming up very soon, as this one has been concluded. Valor are going to finish their group stage season with all 7 matches done and 10 points on the board and confirming their qualification to the playoffs. So we're going to be seeing you in the next game, which is not too far away at all, as me and Salty are going to take a short little break, and we're going to see you on the other side of things when Reckoning try to take on Susquad. Thank you for watching. This is the LG Ultra Gear presents TC Gauntlet Season 2, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. We're going to catch you in just a bit.